What
Yeah, I
the
won an
fuck?
Xbox. And then I gave my friend the details to enter into win a Nintendo Switch, and she won that one too.
Sheesh, dude, you are like
I sh- I
lucky.
should I should start paying you to pick up my lottery tickets and fucking
Yeah.
send them to me.
No shit,
I had my
dude.
kids kiss it. That shit ain't been working at all. Pick up my lottery ticket.
Yep. So the only system that I paid for right now is pretty much the PlayStation 5 Pro. Everything else I have, I just got it from something else. Like I traded in my um Nintendo Wii U and all the games and got my Switch Plus games and stuff because I had enough money from GameStop. And everything else I won. So
Damn, bro, you got the
I've
the
won
golden
one thing on my
pen.
bike in my life, dude, and it was a bike when I was like 10. I haven't won shit since.
that's got to be the best feeling ever, though. 10 years old, winning a bike.
Oh yeah, it was. It was like I was riding around on like a 8 year old Huffy,
Hmm.
and I got a brand new bike with handbrakes and shit. And I was like, oh goddamn, I'm the bee's knees now, bitch.
I think I was the only weirdo kid. My bike was like this freaking solid steel, looking like a motorcycle bike. It was so weird. It was so old, but everybody's like, "Where the heck did you get something like that?" No idea. I've never seen a bike like it in my life, and never have since. So that
Nelson,
thing
do
was
the
so
social
heavy, I
media
could
stuff.
barely wheel it.
Yeah, dude, I've never actually no, I'm lying. I did win a freaking dolly from my work freaking what do you call that? Giveaway, whatever, raffle. That's the only I never win shit. Like whenever something comes out that's like special edition or something that I'm actually able to buy, like that's the most
Hmm.
winning I do with any type of that shit. Like I was able to get a 30th anniversary PS5. I felt like I won freaking, small Powerball. And then I was able to get a couple controllers, but outside I just don't ever win any fucking thing. I already
Wow.
know, just go to the back, you know what I mean? Like don't, even on like social media where they do like, hey, retweet, like, and share for a chance to win, whatever the fuck. Like I do it just to do it because I know I'm not gonna win, but you never know.
Yeah. That's what I do with the I don't know if you subscribe to like any veteran stuff, but like every once in a while they'll send me a thing talking about, oh, win a PlayStation 5 and join this raffle and stuff. So I just put my name in it just to see if it'll work. But obviously I never win it, so
Yeah, yeah. You're a veteran too?
yeah, from the Navy.
Oh, Navy. Yeah, I was gonna join the Navy, but my dad's buddy was making fun of me about it. Typical Navy jokes, and I ended up
Yeah.
joining the Army instead. I'm like, fuck, I really
Ah,
regret it.
You should have joined the
freaking
fucking Air Force.
backpacker,
You
man.
Well,
know
That
you know that now.
yeah, well, yeah, but
yeah. They treat the army when you join the army, they treat their people like freaking fodder, man. They don't care.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. The Army is it's a special kind of breed, you know. Like I was in boot camp,
Yeah.
I saw guys coming in. What do they call that? Cross service or whatever, where they were, Marines before. Now they're coming back in as Army or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
I'm just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like in Marines, I get it. You come into the Army, but coming from the Air Force or coming from the Navy, like what the fuck? But hey,
Right, right.
some people rather be on land, I
So,
guess.
what is Captain
Yeah, I had a
Blood?
guy come in from the Navy and he was like, I don't like this Army shit. He didn't like
Captain what?
exercise much either.
What
Try you.
is the Captain Blood demo that
He
you're
didn't
doing,
pass not
Nelson?
one PT
Um,
test either.
That's an old ass, or it's a game that started development in the mid 2000s, never got released. So
Mhm.
they finally got the funds to make it, and they put it out again. So it plays like a PS2 game, but a little bit better looking. And it's basically a hack
The
and
game,
slash.
the only thing I don't like is you can't change difficulty after you start the game. And like, I was playing it on normal and enjoying it. And there's one area I don't really know what to do. And it's one of those games where, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of hints. You just got to figure it out. And
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
whole time I'm getting slaughtered because I can't figure it out, but I can't turn it down to easy just to get past that part. I had to start over.
I was gonna buy it
Wow.
automatically, and then I did play the demo thanks to Nelson, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm not getting this."
I'm getting it. It's fucking awesome. I love it. This is probably the best game I played all year.
No, it's not. It's complete trash.
No, it's not. All games should be like this.
Controls suck ass.
They're fucking amazing.
Fucking,
This is
it's
the way I
like
want games to be from now on.
it's clunky. It's like it's shitty. It's a shitty game.
We need
It
to go
sounds
back
like
to
you
this.
guys have complete differences in your gameplay and things that you like to play.
Well, check this out, Atrayu. So I play anything and everything, right? Nelson, if it ain't 2-bit, he don't fuck with it. But that's the crazy thing. So when I say something's trash, because I don't say that very often, it's like I really mean it. Like, dude, one of my favorite games ever is Power Wash Simulator. You know what I mean? So
Fucking
Yeah.
a game that's a fucking chore.
it's not, dude.
I don't understand that. I really don't understand that trend. Like,
Me either.
why in the world would you play a game
Bitch,
that's a
I
fucking
got
Play
my
it.
brother's
or
got a pressure
job?
washer.
Play it.
Take a visit. I got all kinds
Play
of
it.
shit you can pressure wash.
Play it.
I don't want to play it.
Yeah. See,
I
you're
got shit
fucking
I can pressure
close-minded.
wash and
You're a
accomplish
pussy.
today.
You're a pussy.
No, it don't make no goddamn sense. Why do I want to do chores, do work outside of work?
It's
I do
not
that as
a
a part-time
chore.
job, make money.
It's not a chore.
It is a fucking chore. You're gonna
You're
play
gonna wash
dishwasher sitting
somebody's
where
car.
it's like,
Shit, I just
yeah,
go outside and wash my
I can
own
wash my
car. What
own
the
damn
fuck?
car.
Okay.
Exactly. Bing
So
dong.
we
She
have a
gets
friend.
it.
We
She
have a
gets
friend,
it.
Henry. Shout out to Henry. He'll probably end up
That's what
popping
he
up
does
in
for
here.
a living.
He does that for a living, and he said this is nothing like real life. This is actually fun. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But yeah, you want to say Captain Hook is fucking the best game ever in every game. Shut up.
Captain Blood, get it right.
Yeah, whatever.
Captain Hook.
I did say
Y'all are
Captain Hook.
funny.
This game's
Yeah.
fire.
No, it's not, dude. Stop lying to the people
I'm not.
whenever they watch the replay. All right, have you seen we've been
Well,
getting a lot of people watching replays on this shit?
Yeah, we got almost 100 views.
Yeah, I know. That blew my mind.
We're almost past up. We don't have the live interaction that Thrifty has, but we have almost as many people watching as Thrifty, and he's been doing it for what, 2-3 years?
hmm We're almost at
well,
700
I
subscribers,
saw
too.
that we were all three playing completely different games, so
Yeah.
I was a little bit curious.
I'm still
About
playing the
your
demo.
taste.
I'm not buying anything until I finish Expedition.
You still
Ah,
haven't beat that, dude? What are you doing?
I haven't been playing it at all. I haven't been home all weekend, dude. Do you know where I was
actually,
yesterday
yeah.
all
I
day?
mean, I haven't beaten Expedition yet because I was playing Monster Hunter Wild, so
I played Helldivers, I played Gran Turismo, and then I was gone all weekend.
mm.
Like yesterday, I was at my cousin's welcome. Speaking of the Navy, my cousin just got out of the Navy, and his welcome home party was yesterday.
Nelson, did you share the tweet?
Nice.
Killing somebody. Right, hang on. I shared it earlier.
No, we gotta go. Come on, man. It's the first rodeo. Nelson's a numbers guy. I don't give a shit. Like I can get up here with just one or two people and just have fun.
I just want to know someone's listening. So you know
I'm
what I mean?
listening. I'm listening. I'm right here. I'm not. I don't matter. What is
He's
it?
like, I'm in the present.
Yeah, like, come on, dude. Sheesh. That's what he thinks about me. I'm literally nothing to him.
No, you guys sound like you're best friends.
Except
like
when
my
he hates
wife.
me. Well, just because I tell you, take a bath, wash your clothes, eat healthy, doesn't mean I'm your wife.
Wow.
Hey, I just got back from the gym.
I know,
still
very
ain't
good.
healthy though.
You're motivating me, even though I'm eating pizza right now. I need to do something, bro.
It could be okay.
I had a really
moderation.
short workout though,
Yeah.
because I don't have very many muscles left that I don't hurt like hell.
Well, bro, we're not 20 anymore when we were in the army. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I know. I'm starting out slow. That's why I'm doing like 35, 45 minutes. I'm trying to work up to like an hour and 15, you know? You can't just jump in out of shape as fuck and be like, yeah, let's pound it.
No, fuck no. Dude, I just
Like,
talked to...
I put it on 20 minutes for cardio. I made it to, I think by 12.7 seconds, my ass was fucking.
Oh my lord.
And I was like, okay, we're doing 10 minutes. And
I-
let me tell you, I wanted to quit at the 90-second mark.
my last VA visit, I spoke to also a nutritionist and
I want to get on the
fucking-
pills, but I don't. I
You
gotta
don't
get
need
an
pills.
appointment first.
the
It would help.
physical health guy. They said just with 15 minutes a day for the first month, you'll lose 10 pounds. And that's not even tweaking your diet. That's just
Yeah.
15 minutes a day, every day for a month, and
I'm
you'll
not
lose
going
10
every day.
pounds.
I'm working up to 3 times a week.
But the point is
No,
that
I've stopped doing that a long time ago. That everyday stuff, like I don't know. It used to be something because I was bored most of the
I'm too
time,
damn busy
but
to do that shit once every day. You know what I mean? Like
15
for
minutes,
real.
15
Yeah.
minutes. You can't fucking just walk up and down the stairs for 15 minutes or do push-ups for
Well,
15
up and
minutes.
down the stairs. I walk all day at work.
Yeah, but you're using different muscle groups. When you go to work, you're using the same muscles you use every single day.
All right.
Otherwise,
Well,
you'd be Hulk Hogan by now, just at work.
not when I eat cheese curds every goddamn day.
Oh man, they're so good,
yo, cheese curds are really freaking delicious,
fucking
though.
fire.
Yeah, no, the
That's some
worst thing
good
that could
stuff.
ever happen to me is a quick trip. I think that's why I gained 20. That goddamn quick trip. Because I can go in at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I get home from work and be like, yo, make me some fresh mozzarella sticks. That ain't good for me. But it's right
Man,
there.
now I
You know what I'm
want cheese
saying?
curds. Thanks a lot, man. Like that's so good right now.
Normally I would too, but I'm eating this pizza, so I'm satiated.
Well, I had pizza yesterday, but I was feeling some sort of way because, you know, when you buy pizza by the slice, you just think that they make a pizza and then they just cut up in pieces and sell it like that. But
Mm-hmm.
apparently, my local pizza place decided they want to make their own pizza slices out of like one piece of dough. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
twice the size of a normal slice of pizza. So I would get through like half of the slice of pizza. I'm like, damn, I'm getting full already. Like, what the heck?
Hey,
I
what's
gotta
up,
come back
RPG?
later and eat some more.
Yeah, I just yeah, no. Some pizza by the slices places are fire. Some are, I don't know what the fuck they be thinking. But like I went to Rocky Rococo's, and the only time I really like their pizzas when it's fresh, not when it's like been sitting there for 10, 15 minutes. Like I don't know, it
Oh
just don't hit
yeah.
the same. RPG, what's up, dude? Are you done playing Doom or what?
God, a lot of people have been really disappointed with that game.
I, at first I thought I was gonna get it, but then I was like, I just can't get myself to get back into first person stuff.
First
I
person's
used to do
trash.
that, like, I used to do that when I was a kid, like, when I first played Doom and stuff. But now I'm like, I'd rather just be third person in pretty much anything
I'd
that I
rather play
do.
top down. I'd rather play fucking top down than goddamn first person. I'm not even gonna lie.
Dude, we're in 2025, not
I don't give a
fucking
fuck. I want
'02
more top
anymore.
down games.
Well, you can't have both. You can't have Captain Hook and fucking top-down games at the same
Captain
time.
No, but I
Hook.
can have the Ascent.
Pick one.
No, I don't
No,
know. I'm
I'm
just
talking
not a
about more
fan of
games like
first
the
person
Ascent,
stuff.
dude, which I'm never gonna get a sequel to, which really pisses me off.
There's a lot of those types of games. Not
No, because nobody
because
bought the damn thing, and it came to PlayStation late, so by the time it had time to market and shit like that, its lifespan was over. Nobody played that shit on Game
Mm.
Pass. Nobody
no.
bought it for damn sure.
Well, that's why they won't put a game on Game Pass again.
Again,
Yeah, I haven't had a Game Pass in I don't know
what?
how long now. Like I used to
Captain
play it,
Blood.
but all of my friends are on PlayStation, so I was like, what is the point of me having this if
Yeah.
I'm never going to actually use it to play games? So
Yeah, no,
now
you're
it's
not
just
gonna
like a
find anybody to play
glorified
with,
app
anyways.
holder. That's all it is literally a glorified app holder. I watch
Yeah.
all my Netflix and everything else on it, and then on the
You know what's
PlayStation I play my
crazy? I
games.
say everyone always gives Xbox shit about the TV. I'm like, that is the most effective fucking shit they've ever used, because the only thing I ever see anyone doing on Xbox is television.
What's up, Mr.
Yep.
Righteous Fish? He says there are some good indie top-down games. I agree with him. It's just Nelson doesn't dig deep, bro. If it ain't fucking advertised in his face, then he don't give a fuck.
Well,
I
I
mean,
only
I
have so
play
much
just
fucking
about
time.
anything
I only
though.
have so much goddamn time in a day. Like, I don't need any more games as it is. I got fucking 500 games I ain't played yet.
Yeah, but if you want the type of games that you want, they're out there. And if you had a
Yeah.
PC, it would be way easier.
I don't want a fucking PC, so
Uh,
shut up.
Oh
are
well.
we
I would rather
advertising
have
PC?
I would rather have fucking hemorrhoids.
Not me. I've had hemorrhoids and they're a pain in the fucking ass. Fuck that. Give me a PC
I
all
thought I
day.
thought I thought I thought I had hemorrhoids the other day, but it was
The
just a
only
giant
thing I
zit
would
my
ever
ass.
use PC to play on is MMOs, and that's it. Like, I don't really, like, if I'm going to game, I'm going to game on my PlayStation or I'm going to game on my phone, but I don't really like gaming on PC unless it's an MMO. That's
Yeah.
it.
PC gaming just doesn't
I
feel
played
natural.
SWOTOR. I played SWOTOR on PC for a while, but then I was like, I had to pay $15 a month to be able to carry any kind of currency, and fucking it took longer to get the goddamn game on running the way I wanted that I actually had to fucking play it that day. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
The only PC game I ever got into, and it was out of necessity, that was Rome Total War, and that's because I was in Iraq, and all I had was that little fucking piece of
You know
shit
what's funny?
PC they
My
sold
buddy
in
stopped
the.
playing Xbox and became a PC player. You know why? Rome Total War. No other reason
I love
whatsoever.
Rome Total War, bro. I love it, love it, love it, love it.
The
And you
last
know what's funny?
MMO
He
I
went out and
played
bought
on
an
PC.
he went out and bought an Xbox Series X. I'm like, why did you buy that? You haven't even played your Xbox in 4 years. He's like, I need it for TV. I'm like, you have an Xbox One and an X. He's like, the Xbox One
Why don't you just get a
went to
smart
shit.
TV then for
He has
TV?
a
I
smart
mean,
TV. That's what I
then
try to
why the hell
tell
do
him.
you need an
But
Xbox
he
for?
he will not watch TV unless it's on Xbox because that's where you're supposed to watch your TV.
Hey, how you
That's why when
feel?
Weird.
people say that wasn't effective marketing, I'm like, that's all that people use Xbox for, and it's been that way over 10 fucking years.
How
It's
you
they
feel
were
about him
catering to their audience.
is how I feel about you with 2-bit gaming. So let them be. People want to do what they want to do.
You
What
have
up,
a smart
players or
why would you
gamers?
turn on two devices to watch television when you could just use one?
Bro,
Never mind.
let them
Well,
let them
the
be.
only
It ain't my
reason why
fucking
I do
electrical
it,
bill.
the only reason why I do it is because the TV that's in my room is not a smart TV. It's still a 4K TV, but it's not a smart one. So, hooking it up to my Xbox, then I can still get online and do whatever I want to do. But all the rest of my TVs are smart TVs, so I
He's
don't have
got
that
nothing but
problem.
smart TVs. That's why it don't make no sense. He went out and bought a new Xbox when he had one that he didn't use as it was because he's got to watch TV on Xbox because that's what he buys Xboxes for.
Well, I mean, I literally like a couple weeks
Because
ago
that's
just
just what he's
packed
so
up my
used to.
Nintendo.
Because you know what I mean. He didn't ever play games on it, so
But
he
yeah,
was
Ray,
just used to.
Nelson will cut you off in a heartbeat, so don't
Yeah,
mind
I do.
him. You just got to talk
Oh,
over
that's
him and
fine.
tell him to shut the fuck off so you can get your point across.
No, I was
Yeah,
just saying, like, I just packed up, like, I used to have all my systems out, but I just packed up my Nintendo because, I mean, it's a waste of time now.
yeah.
So I just packed it up, put it away, and my Xbox is just for TV, and I literally just game hours on end on my PlayStation. That's
We
all I do.
RPG, we haven't done our intro yet. We're gonna do our intros in a bit, in about 5 minutes, and then you will get to find out who our special guest is, which I am excited to have her on tonight. Thanks to Nelson for asking her, because I have, I tell you guys all the time, like this is an open fucking basically platform. That's part of the reason why I created my channel is to have gamers from all places, all walks, come up here, shoot the shit with us, talk video games and I have the assumption that people hear that and they automatically like, yeah, hey, I'm gonna hit up Will or Nelson. When in reality, we still have to ask people because it's like I'm not just gonna volunteer to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad that Nelson did ask her, and now that she's here, she's got the open door to whenever the fuck she feels like coming on. Just let us know. She can hop in. So
Cool, cool.
introduce her in a second. But let me give you guys a little bit of housekeeping on the channel guys, this morning I was at 685 subscribers. Right now we are 3 subscribers away from 700. It is fucking blowing my mind how fast the channel has been growing, specifically this last month. I think YouTube told me I'm like at 190 subscribers in the last 28 days. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for checking out the video. The video I just posted today, which is Will It Play with No Internet Stellar Blade, that game's already over 400 views, which is crazy. The one that we did a couple days ago, Returnal, that one is close to 400. The Precinct, that one is at 1.3 thousand views in 4 days. So
Wow.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I literally was gonna make I have a video recorded that you guys are gonna see tomorrow. It is a video game pickup video. And I started out the video with my normal intro. Hey, this is Will 777JP. We're back with another one. Hey guys, I'm gonna take a break. I'm exhausted, and that's what it was gonna be in the intro. Letting you guys know it's gonna take a week off because I've been posting daily. multiple videos, and as you guys know, my videos are never really less than 10 minutes long. So I just have a ton of content that I've been making the last 3 4 months, and I really felt it yesterday where I couldn't even like picking up the phone was a pain in the ass, but I stopped the video. I took a nap, woke up about an hour later. I was like, you know what? We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep recording these videos. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep entertaining you guys. We're going to keep talking gaming. And as long as you guys support me, I will continue to do the work. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But now that we have a few people in here, let's get this party going and let's start with some introductions. Now, Nelson, this is going to be Atrayu time. So let's
All
let
right, I'll
her.
give you a minute.
Okay. But welcome to the
I'm
State
just
of
gonna
Gaming.
mute for a minute.
There we go. You see, it lasted what, 2 seconds, Trey? Welcome to the State of Gaming podcast, y'all, on this beautiful Sunday evening. We got some topics to talk about with you guys today, man. We got Bungie. We have some. I want to talk to Atreyu and Nelson here about development time. That's a question that I had that I want to get their opinion on. I also want to talk to them just gaming in general. But today I pinpointed a couple things such as Activision and mobile, which I know that Atreyu, she does play on mobile a little bit. PlayStation
Hmm.
came out with their quarterly numbers or yearly numbers, I should say, a couple days ago. So I want to get the opinion of the panel today. Jade Raymond has left Haven Studios, and hopefully a couple more topics if we have time. But our special guest of the evening is Atreyu. Atreyu, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you being here. Like I mentioned earlier, the door's open. We do it every Sunday night. Whenever you want to come on, talk shit, shoot the shit, talk gaming, you just let us know. You're more than welcome. Also, I sometimes do sporadically throughout the week. So if there's something on your mind about gaming and you're like, hey Will, I want to talk about this, I have no qualms with starting up a fucking live and we talk about it for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, and just doing it right there. So let me know. And also on Tuesday, we do our state of or just playing live stream where me and RPG88 we pick a game and we just stream it for a couple hours, and that's on Tuesdays too. So if you want to hop in with us, play some Helldivers or whatever, more than welcome. But either way, I'm done talking. Here is Atreyu. Atreyu, let them know what you've been gaming on, you know, what how long you've been gaming. Give them your little bio in gaming. I think a lot of people here not, you know, don't know you, and introduce yourself.
Well, I mean, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm a True Smiles. I have been gaming pretty much my whole life. I think the first time I ever started playing a game, I was probably about 7 years old. So, yeah, I started off with some pretty hardcore stuff when I was a kid. You know, the first Doom and things like that. Wasn't anything like really, baby games or anything like that. My dad pretty much used to build computers, so I've been playing games as long as computers have been making them. Um, I pretty much play anything from mobile games, Nintendo games, Xbox games, computer games. It doesn't matter. I'll play them all. As long as it's entertaining, I'll keep playing it. Right now, the number one things I'm playing right now is Helldivers 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Expedition 33, just because, that's a dope ass game. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm down to play anything. Anybody feels like playing, I'll join them without a problem.
Yeah, I played with
That's it, really.
Atreyu, Helldivers. She is a beast. Her
He
and
carries me every
Tornado.
day, and I'm fat.
Yeah, what's the difficulty they play on? What's it called? The
Super Hell Dive and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that.
super yeah, fucking crazy, dude. I think anything above a 6 and I'm like fucking stressing my ass off. So shout out to Atreyu, man. Gamer for real. Like she says, she plays everything, and that's what I like because I play everything too. And of course, we have my co-host, Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture. Nelson, how are you, bro?
I'm all right. I've been busy. I mean, it's summertime now, you know.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
bro. Jerk chicken. I keep forgetting that's you, bro. Yes, we do. I left off where me and you left off. So whenever you got time, I'm open during the weekdays after what 2 p.m. your time or 2:30 at 3 p.m. your time. I'm free, so we can pick it back up. What games have you been playing, Nelson?
Mostly Helldivers and Gran Turismo, but been playing a lot of this Captain Blood demo. But I was gone a lot this weekend, so.
Yeah,
But it was
Captain
nice
Hook
seeing my
demo.
cousin. I hadn't seen him in 5 years, man. So that was really cool. He just got out of
Well,
the Navy, so
okay. I was gonna say, well, damn, you ain't seen him in 5 years. How was it?
well, he's been in Guam. I ain't going to Guam.
You should go to
Well, he
Guam.
was in California for a while, but he didn't suggest that. He said that was a shithole.
Well, yeah, we know that. We know that, bro. $10 a gallon milks and fucking, and
No, he was more like the trash in the street. It was like being it was he said it was like being in India. The water starts turning different colors when you get close to it, you know?
sheesh, sheesh, that don't surprise me.
Trash
Well,
everywhere. Yeah, he was by San Francisco. It's basically a dump that people live in.
yeah, I haven't been back since I went to Disneyland like 3 years ago, and I don't plan on going back. Well, for me this week, I have been playing Doom, the Dark Ages, which you guys are seeing in the screen right now. I've also
Hmm.
started playing the Precinct. Now, the Precinct to me, I don't want to say it's an unexpected hit because I kind of saw it coming. Like there's just something about the game that I really liked, and I played it. And I played this, or I liked this so much that I stopped playing it. Will, what do you mean by that? You like it so much you stop playing it? Yes, I like this so much because I have Doom, right? And then month of June, it's gonna be a busy month for gaming. I got Mind's Eye. Um, I also have this week coming out, what's it called? Blades of Fire that I'm interested in. I probably won't pick that up day one, but I'll definitely pick it up in the first month. So there's gonna be more games coming out that I really want to get to as well. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna zoom through Doom, get that knocked out, so then I can take my sweet time with the precinct. And honestly, while I'm playing Doom, I'm just like itching to turn it off. But I like to finish games that I saw that I
Itching to turn it off.
I've been
Why?
hearing that a lot lately. It's been
so I
kind of
could
weird.
look. It's not that Doom sucks. Look, let's
It
get
gets
that out the way.
boring very quickly.
It's very repetitive. So if you played any Doom game, you know what I'm talking about,
It's a
right?
Doom
Like
game.
it's a
Hmm.
Doom game,
Hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with that. Like Doom Eternal took me, I think it was 3 years to complete, 22 hours.
I
Like you
still
guys
ain't
know,
finished it. I have a blast for 3 to 4 hours myself.
like I knocked out Assassin's Creed 90 hours. Assassin's Creed Shadow, I did that 90 hours. It took me like 2.5, 3 weeks. So I can knock out a game, that's lengthy, no problem. But with Doom, I can only handle so much. So for example, I just want to get it over with because it feels like almost every other Doom except some differences, like no double dash,
Except for
no double jump.
they got rid of a lot of the good shit.
Well, I
The
don't want to
verticality and
I don't want to
dashing
say they
and
got rid of the
platforming.
good shit because they did add other good shit too, like the shield. That's very fucking. You can use it in so many different ways, and I like that. I like the feel of this one, but there's just differences. But I'm just trying to get it out of the way before I jump back into the precinct, so I can really take my time with it and enjoy it. And I played it for 2 days, and I just want to get back to it. But those are the main two games that I've been playing this week. Was the precinct and Doom. Doom, I think I'm almost done. I think I'm about to do mission 20. I don't know how many there are. I think there's 22 of them, so I'm pretty fucking close to the finish line. But since we're talking about Doom, has anybody else played Doom here? Trey, have you? Oh no, you say you didn't pick it up yet,
I
right?
Yeah, I haven't picked it up. I didn't know if I really wanted to or not, because the whole first person thing is
Yeah,
just hasn't been my thing lately. But I kind of like to see the character when I'm playing. That's the only reason why I don't like to play first person action.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I come around to it, because I have a lot of stuff on my wish list as it is. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we all. I mean, look, Doom. Another thing too. I didn't pay for Doom, right? Doom was a game that my brother-in-law purchased. My brother-in-law, he's not a gamer. Like this dude plays one game every like decade. But
Oh, geez.
yeah, he's not a gamer. Last time he bought a game was actually Alan Wake 2, and the deal
Mhm.
was he's like, hey, I'll buy it because I wasn't getting it. He's like, I'll buy it, and then when I come over, I'll play for a little bit, right? I was like, all right, cool, no
Mhm.
problem. Well, he ended up playing like a total of like 5 hours of that game, right? He didn't play none at
Wow.
all. So then Monday he hits me up. He's like, hey, bro, you getting that new Doom? I was like, I am, but I'm getting it pre-owned because I'm a big physical game guy. So Doom only has 80 megabytes on the disc, even though it's an
Mhm.
85 gig game and you can fit the whole thing on the disc. So I told him, no, I'm going to get it pre owned because I don't want ID software to get my money for this bullshit or Microsoft. So I'll let GameStop
Facts,
or whoever's
facts.
selling it to me get the money instead. So yeah, I'll get it eventually. He's like, all right, well, let me borrow one of your PlayStations. I'm gonna buy it. I was like, okay, yeah, you can pick it up whenever you want. He's like, all right, I'm gonna buy the deluxe edition so I can play it today. And I'm like, bro, fuck you mean? My sister ain't taking my nieces on their little weekend trip till Friday. You know damn well you're not playing this fucking game till then. So why are you gonna spend $100 to play it 2 days early? So I finally convinced him to not buy the $100 deluxe edition. He bought the $70 edition on my account, and he took the PlayStation. He played some of it this weekend, but I was correct. I mean, I think he played a total of like 6 7 hours this weekend. So that's how
He's
I
probably
got it.
bored.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for him, everything's new, so he's going at slow pace. You know what I mean? He's not like me and you, where we can get in
Yeah.
there and learn it right away. No, he's probably crawling through the fucking map. I think he's on mission 2. You know what I mean? Each mission takes between 45 minutes to an hour. So 5 hours in, 6 hours in, mission 2, he's real fucking slow. But that's how I got a copy of
Yeah.
Doom. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten it either because I just beat Eternal earlier this year. That took me 3 years.
Oh
But
shit, you beat Returnal?
No,
Doom Eternal.
Oh, I'm gonna say, holy crap.
Yeah. What's up, J Des 09? How you doing, bro? But yeah, no. So this Doom, it's like a regular Doom. They do have some new things in here. I do miss some of the old stuff. I will say that the biggest thing this game is lacking, though, the music. You can tell the fucking difference between Mick Gordon and this bullshit they got. I mean, I won't say it's bullshit, but it's just not as good. Like,
Yeah.
to kind of explain to you guys how talented Mick Gordon was, I just saw a video yesterday about Mick Gordon's music. This dude got a fucking instrument made with human bone to make one of the fucking tracks in Doom. That's how crazy and creative this fucking guy was, dude.
they didn't want to pay him.
Why? Like, wow, man.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah,
Motherfucker had
well,
like a
that's
10
half the
string
reason you play
guitar.
Doom is the soundtrack. So losing
hmm
him is like half the reason to play the game.
And I mean, look, the previous guys that made the Doom music, they were good, right? For their time. But now, after we got used to Mick Gordon, you give us this? Come on, man. So yeah, I'm not feeling like sometimes I will turn Doom on just to play it for the music because they used to slap so hard, especially with the gameplay. This one, I don't even really mind the music. The only time I pay attention to the music is when it disappears and I know the enemies are dead. But when the music picks back up, that means that the enemies are there. But
I
uh, it,
actually feel like that about Expedition 33 right now. Like, that music
oh
is
man,
so
fire,
amazing.
fire,
I was like, I'm just listening to the music, jamming to the music. I'm supposed to be fighting the enemies. I'm like, wait a minute.
fire,
It's not about the music. It's supposed to be fighting. Come on now. But it's just so good. So good.
fire soundtrack. And I
And
think
you
that
know
they
what?
sold.
I actually knew I was gonna get that game before like people started talking about it because I
hmm
saw like some preview stuff. You know, like I'm always watching all the YouTube shots of like upcoming games of the next year and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And when I saw that little blip of Expedition 33, I was like, I'm getting that game. Like
yeah.
immediately, I knew I was getting that.
Yeah, same thing happened to me too. I'm not even a turn-based guy. I actually dislike them, but I knew that that game was going to be different. I've never seen a turn-based game. And look, I don't want to say it doesn't exist because obviously I don't play the genre, but mostly when you see turn-based, you see like JRPG. This one, just the graphics, how it looked, the character design, the world, like something about it called out to me, and I knew I wanted to play it. And as closer time
Hmm.
came to it, like, hey, I beat the game. I put in 41 hours. I didn't complete everything in there, but I tried to get in a lot of it. And man,
Hmm.
great game, great game. Nelson's still playing it, right, Nelson?
Yeah, I just haven't got around to it this weekend. I wasn't around much.
Yeah, I think the soundtrack for Expedition 33 sold like 500,000 copies or something like that. Like the even the soundtrack is doing number. Now, I may be wrong on the numbers, but it's a large amount. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Besides that, those are the only two games that I've been playing. How is Monster Hunter Wilds for you, Atrayu?
Oh, it's phenomenal. I think I'm like Hunter rank 85, which I know doesn't sound like much to people, but it is pretty good. Like I've already beat the main story plot and then obviously the after story. And now all I'm doing is I'm just getting my Hunter rank up, trying to get like I'm opening all the armor just because I want all the cosmetics. But basically they said they're supposed to come out with like events like every month or something like that. So like they already just had the like Blossom month or whatever they just had, and I didn't really participate in this one because I was hell diving too much. I don't think there's ever such a thing as too much hell diving, but um, and they said they're coming out with another one in like 2 weeks, another event, and I'll get heavy into that because now I have like I guess the highest rank armor, and I just made a what they call artisan weapons, which are weapons that you get from parts that you get from hard monsters that are like they're you don't make them out of that particular monster, like it's not designed after them, it's like your own thing. And so basically I'm a dual wielder, and I made a dual wielding weapon set that was stronger than the strongest set that they have for monsters. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty set right now. I could just help people, and that's all I do now. Is I look around and see who's doing what quest, and I'll join their quest and just help them beat the monster and then jump out. I mean, and it also helps me too because if I get the parts, I could sell it for more money. So I'm just stockpiling money right now. Yeah, I really get into it. Like I did a couple streams of it, of when I'm fighting some of the hardest monsters, and some of these things take a long time, which is like a difficult thing to keep someone's attention for like 3 hours. But you'd be surprised at how long some of these fights go. But they're really good. I'm really enjoying this game so much. I play it every single day.
The one thing that I hate about Monster Hunter is the co-op stuff. Is how you can't enjoy the story together. Where it's like
Yeah.
you just get placed in the fight and that's it, which pisses me off. But outside of that, I do think it's a good game. I haven't. I only got like maybe 10 hours into it, 8 hours, something like that. I'm more single
Mhm.
player campaign gamer, so not into the whole multiplayer stuff like that. But yeah, it's
Mhm.
Monster Hunter. I mean, there's a reason the thing sold 1 million copies in 6 hours. I mean, people were
Yeah.
waiting on this one, and people are still playing it, which we
And one of
can't
the
say.
things I think I want to say I like the most about it is like if you need help, you could just send out a SOS flare and anybody can join you and help you.
Mm,
Like, because I mean, there was this one particular monster, Zoshia, which is like the baddest one out of the whole group so far, and he is so tough. Like I was trying to fight him by myself, and I just kept dying and dying and dying, and I was like, I don't know how to beat this guy. And I was like, wait a minute, don't I have a SOS flare? And sure enough, I shot it up, and like 4 people joined me immediately. I was like, wow.
that's
And then
dope.
I realized because I got more into it, I was like, oh, everyone wants Socia because they all want the parts.
Hmm.
So of course it's easy to find that to like I guess grind it out, and also easy to get help because everybody wants to fight this monster. So
Yeah, everybody
yeah,
gets
it's pretty
something out
tough.
of it.
Mhm. Yep,
Yeah, that's dope.
exactly.
So many games have such a hard time with balancing like that, where especially like these co-op games where they say there's cross progression, and all of a sudden it's not like that, and what you get in the game, your friend doesn't get, or vice versa, and now you're kind of like
Mhm.
not only fighting the game, but you're kind of fighting each other to get the one thing that you guys want. Or something like Monster
Yeah.
Hunter, everybody gets a cut, and that's really cool.
Yeah. That's something I really do enjoy about that. Also, the fact of like just farming. Like if you just want to like pick up stuff because you want to craft items or whatever, farming is easy. You don't have to like wait real life time to pass. You could just rest inside your tent until a certain part of the season or day and go out and get the stuff that you wanted to get the whole time. So, I mean, I find it's pretty easy to collect things that way. So I don't know everything about that game, but every day I learn something new. So it's just really entertaining for hours of fun, especially even if you're bored and you just want to fight monsters. It's like, sure, just go ahead and go run and do that for a couple hours, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, dope. So, since we're talking about Doom, I have this article.
Mhm.
Now, you guys know I hate reading articles on the podcast. Sometimes they're fucking necessary, right? I don't want to be a lame-o out here just reading shit, but because this article has specifics, I don't want to get it fucked up. I want you guys to get the news. But we're gonna talk a little bit about
Mhm.
Doom, and that's what the article's about. It's from GameRat, and it is Doom. The Dark Ages is struggling versus Eternal on one platform. And I really like how they titled that article because let's be real, we cannot see the numbers for PlayStation, we can't see the numbers for Xbox, but Steam does show us their numbers. And Steam is a
Mhm.
great indicator on how the game is doing everywhere. So let's go ahead and get into it real quick, and then I'll ask you guys
Very
a
that's a very PC centric game too. That's a big difference.
yep.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and read it real quick, and then I'll ask you guys your opinions on it and a couple questions out of it. But here it says, the recently released Doom: The Dark Ages is massively struggling on stream on Steam compared to the perks peaks. Oh my god, I can't read. Let's start over again.
I bet you don't do as bad as Indiana Jones did though. Holy shit.
The recently released Doom: The Dark Ages is massively struggling on Steam compared to the peaks reached by its predecessor, Doom Eternal. Despite a massively reduced player count for Doom: The Dark Ages, it appears there's a good reason why fewer players are hopping into the game on Steam. Doom: The Dark Ages recently launched a strong critical reception, currently holding an excellent score of 87 on review aggregator site OpenCritic. The modern reboot of the long-running FPS series has been roaring success over the last decade, with each entry offering something unique to stand out from the games before. Over 3 decades after id Software changed the first-person shooter genre for good with the original Doom, it's great to see the developers still reinventing the wheel after all this time. As reported by The Gamer, the Steam numbers for Doom: The Dark Ages at this early point are very low when compared to the peak of Doom Eternal, which launched 5 years ago to an all-time high concurrent player count of 104,891. It's worth noting that Doom Eternal launched at the height of COVID-19 pandemic when player count for many game rose substantially comparatively. The all-time peak of Doom: The Dark Ages is at 30,000. So that's all I want to read from there. So what this article is saying is that hey, Doom Eternal is 104,000 on Steam, right? Yeah, shout out War One. You're
Mhm.
absolutely right. Steam is goaded for putting out their numbers. I don't know if they do that because it's not their own product per se. It's like it's the publisher developers, you know, uh, game. They're just
Mhm.
they just have it on their platform versus PlayStation, which I guess they can do the same thing because they have third party games. I don't. Never mind. I'll take that back. But like I mentioned earlier in the article, this title is Doom: The Dark Ages is struggling versus Eternal on one platform, so it's not everywhere. But anyways, so they're saying here that at the height of Doom Eternal, or when Doom Yes, at the height of Doom Eternal, it's 104,000 people that were playing the game. Now, it was during COVID. Now, Doom: The Dark Ages is at 30,000. Now, of course, we're not in COVID. Less people are playing
Mhm.
games. More people are touching grass. We understand that. But we're talking about a 94,000 player count difference. Like that's a huge number. And I just don't think that
Less
a
than a third.
Yes. So a game this big, an IP this big, right? 'Cause let's be real, non-gamers know what Doom is. Gamers know what Doom is. A game this big, high profile, to get these numbers in comparison to their previous stuff, there is some questions. Now I understand that once again, COVID, right? But do we really lose 90 some thousand people just to COVID? Atrayu, what do you think is the reason that less people are playing Doom this time around?
You're always going to have your fans, first of all. So they're always going to be in the mix. If they're a fan of Doom, they're going to play it. Then you have to think about the people who you have to like gravitate towards them to get them to like something like this, right? And you said it before, you're not in COVID anymore, so you don't got a whole bunch of bored people hanging around the house. And then you have to go, well, how do I get somebody who doesn't normally play a first person shooter to play this first person shooter? And I'm gonna give you just my opinion, but when I saw the screenshots and the videos and stuff for this game, it didn't draw me in like, oh wow, I need to play Doom, you know. And this is again, I played Doom from when it even first began, and I love Doom. Doom is a good game, but this one in particular just felt a little more gimmicky to me. Like, just throw something out there to make you go, hey, that looks like it might be fun. Give me a sword or something, But it just didn't draw me in enough to make me want to buy the game. Um, and I think that's also another problem with those kind of first person games because we've had quite a few of them get launched in the past, months or in even years even, and it doesn't hit that sweet spot that makes people go, yeah, this is a game to go play. And I don't know if it's because of advertising. Could be. It could be advertising that just didn't hit the mark for people and they didn't push it hard enough for people to want to get it. Or it just could be that there is a slowdown in first person shooting altogether, not just with Doom.
You
Yeah, I
brought
mean, look at Indiana Jones. I mean, that was a licensed product, and holy fuck, that sold like 250,000 copies. That didn't even pay
Mhm.
for the goddamn Game Pass commercial. Fuck the licenses or the production costs. Like, holy balls, dude.
Mhm.
and you brought up a good point because normally I wouldn't be like, oh, I don't think people really are, especially because let's be real, the majority of gamers are casual gamers, not unlike us. We're the hardcore.
Mhm.
Normally, I would say
I
something
think
like,
this year
oh,
has more competition than 2019 too. I thought
yeah,
2019 was a pretty weak year overall. I'd say that was the weakest year in a
yeah.
decade to me.
Where normally the end of a console generation is usually the hottest. That's where the best looking games come out, the most impressive performance wise. Because these developers, and we're gonna get into this next now, because these developers have had a whole generation to work on the console, work on the technology, and they get better. But Atreya makes a good point because from just the surface, right, you would say, oh, it doesn't really matter if it's first person or third person. But if we start comparing the numbers, which by the way, I don't have them in front of me. I am just my opinion based on what we know, right? Like Nelson brought up Indiana Jones. The numbers weren't so hot on that one either, and Indiana Jones is
It was like 12,000 or something like that, and that's a fucking license. Fucking like that's
and yeah,
crazy,
that's
dude.
that's a licensed IP. Like fuck, everybody knows Indiana Jones from old people to young people. You know what I mean? And then
That's a
Doom
250
Mhm.
million dollar game more than likely.
is another first person shooter. You know what I mean? I don't Indiana's
Yep.
not a shooter, but there is some shooting in there. But the point is, it's still first person. And when you
And to
start to
be
come,
honest with you, that's the reason why I didn't get it, is because it was first person. When I first looked at Indiana
Yeah,
Jones, I was like,
that's
ooh, Indiana Jones. Then I was like, oh, first person?
Mhm.
Nah. Like, literally what I did.
Well, you're not alone. There's so many and I make fun of Nelson all the time. Like, who the fuck doesn't play a game that's interesting to them just because it's first person, right? But I learned that a lot of fucking people do, right? And look, I'm
Hmm.
not being judgmental
it
because
really takes you out of it when you just see a gun and a hand floating in the air.
up until 5 years ago, the only 6 years ago, the only games I was fucking playing was like MLB The Show, maybe Call of Duty here and there, Madden. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't really venturing into different types of games. So now that I'm
Hmm.
really getting into all sorts of shit, Nelson's right. There's so many fucking games out there that you have to be more selective. And not just that. Last week on the podcast, we talked about pricing with the $80 Xbox
Hmm.
announcement, right? And I don't know if it's like a subconscious thing or what, because I said this and I buy a shit ton of games, mind you. I said I'm going to be more selective on who I give $80 to, who I give $70 to. And fuck, Doom, a big game. I didn't want to buy it, because one, the pricing. Two, it's the same shit. Three, first person shooter is not my thing, really. I just play it because it's
Hmm.
available, scratches that shooter itch that I have. And four, the physical copy. Yeah, bro, you didn't know that, Mr. Righteous Fish? Xbox announced last week with the price increase of their console that starting this holiday, some games are gonna go to $80. And four, the
I hope
physical
Outer Worlds
copy.
ain't $80 because those games are not expensive to make. Like,
Outer World is coming out in the summertime. It's not coming out in the holiday. Um,
how do you know they didn't give a date?
Never mind. I'm talking about Revenge of the Savage Planet. They all look the same to me.
Okay,
Which already came out. And four, the physical game didn't have anything on there. Only had 80 megabytes, where the game is 85, 84 gigs, and they could have put So it's just a lot of different reasons. So I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe the first person shooter genre is slowly dying. I don't want to say the shooter genre is dying because that's as popular as ever, but the first person shooter genre, I think, may
Yeah.
be slowing down.
Because I'll
you got to
even
make
tell
a
you
game
right
like
now.
RoboCop that is more budgeted and has like the license for RoboCop was probably 1/10 that of something from Disney.
Well, not
You know
just
what I
that.
mean?
Like the shooting in a game or a game that's a shooter, the heavy lifting done by the mechanics is the shooting. So like I don't really think that you have to spend $300 million to make a shooting as long as you make the shooting banging. I actually think that
Yeah.
developers and publishers will have a much easier time if they, let's say their budget is $200 million. I'm just throwing shit out there, right? Let me know, chat, if you disagree or agree. But if let's say they budgeted themselves $200 million to make their next game, I think that they should just spend fucking 50 million making the game, making sure that shooter mechanic is as best as it can be, and then spend the other 150 fucking promoting it. And I think you'll get way more success that way because shooting just sells. You know what I mean? As long as it feels good. Like, what's the first thing you check when you're playing a shooter? What's the first thing you check? How does the gun feel? Does it feel heavy?
Mhm.
Do the house of sound? Like, those are the things that we're looking for. Everything else kind of goes to the wayside a little bit. Doesn't mean it doesn't matter less. It just means that shooting is what we look forward to the most. Now, if you're playing a hack and slash game, open world, then obviously you're paying attention to the detail, how much fauna, the character designs, how good is the combat. Like, I think more
Mhm.
people pay more attention to that shit than
And I
just the
gotta tell
fighting.
you, if you're gonna tell me that I could design what my character looks like, I could design what the clothes they're wearing looks like, and all this other stuff, and then you put it in first person, I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. Because
Yeah,
I don't do all that to not see what my character looks like while I'm playing.
yeah, yeah. Facts. That was one of my problems with Cyberpunk. It's one of my favorite games ever, but at the same time, it's like, bro,
Yeah, you
that's
gotta wait for it to see a picture of you. And the way they did that when Cyberpunk first came out was like, I got fucking one blue shoe, one red shoe, fucking green top, blue pants,
yeah. You're
pink
just
fucking
doing
tie. Like, what the
what
fuck? I look like a goddamn circus clown. What the
you're
fuck is
doing
this?
whatever gets you the highest perks, you know what I mean? So if the red shoe
Like
gets
a
you
fucking
50
clown.
points and the blue shoe gets you 70, then that's what you're going to go with on each foot, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
RPG says survival MMO. Fuck, that cleared out pretty quick. Hold on. Something about survival MMO. RPG says survival MMO going to be next trend. Mark me on that.
Oh yeah,
Well,
for real. I absolutely believe that because I mean, I know it's unpopular opinion, but I'm still playing Fallout 76. I absolutely love it. Um, Anything that along that lines, I will play it. Absolutely. If you tell me I could build my base camp, you could tell me I can make my character look however I want. I can make my own armor, my own weapons. I'm there. I'm absolutely there. But you give me something that's I guess, predestined that this is what it's going to look like, this is what it's going to do. I might give it a try. I might get bored. Who
well,
knows?
what do you guys
Definitely
say?
first person, exit off my list.
Would you guys say that that's the reason why so many people like Fortnite, Call of Duty, the top
Mm-hmm.
the top games, RPG sends you a heart. That means he likes what you're saying. Yeah, RPG, she's a beast, bro. She's a gamer. Um, do you think that these games that have been in the top fucking 10 list every single fucking year for a decade now, right? Do you think that
Mm-hmm.
that has to do with some of it, meaning that you can customize your character, you can upgrade all
That's
this shit, you can,
exactly what it has to do with.
and the
As a
game
matter of
loop is
fact,
fun.
I've been saying this for a long time that they need to stop making like protagonists now. Like I get it, it's nice to have a story, but a lot of people want to insert themselves into the game, not VR wise, but just your own imagination into the game as well. So
Hmm.
just let us make our character like how Monster Hunter. You make your character, you could design everything from how they look, how they talk, how they walk. I mean, absolutely gorgeous graphics. And the fact that you can make their voice high pitch, low pitch, whatever, and you see them as you're playing. Like this is exactly what people want now. I don't want to look through someone else's eyes or, listen to so and so talk about his dead wife or some bullshit. I don't care.
Yeah,
I want my character, the one that I made, to talk about their damn dead wife.
facts, facts. You know what's funny about this is I yesterday, yeah, the video I was recording yesterday that I was talking about earlier. That hey guys, I'm gonna take a break. The well preview for you guys. It'll come out tomorrow. The game that I got was Farmagia. It's basically like a game where there's farming involved, but the farming is like animals, like Pokemon kind of looking things, and then you raise
Oh
them and
yeah.
then you fight them. Well, the reason I got it was because I was checking out the sale on Woot.com, and my son saw. He's like, "Wait, I heard of this game before. Can you click on that?" And I saw it. He saw it too. He was like, "Hey, Dad, can you buy me this game?" I was like, "Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I'll buy it." It was $21 on sale from 60. I bought it,
Mhm.
and the reason I'm bringing that up is because of what you were just saying. I sat there and I asked myself, damn, when the fuck was the last time my son asked me to buy him a fucking game? Like, I couldn't
Right.
remember how long it was.
You don't have to. Fortnite.
He's been playing fucking Minecraft and Roblox since fucking forever. You know what I mean? And every time I go in
Mhm.
there or we have a gaming conversation, he's like, "Yeah, Dad, I upgraded this. It took me so long to get that. I finally got it." And I'm like, "Holy shit!" And Atrayu just talking about this, it makes so much sense, right? He wants to live in that world. He wants to upgrade that
Yep.
world. He wants to create his own story, especially in like a game like Minecraft. Like, it doesn't jive with me because there isn't no story, right? I'm a single player gamer. So I want the
Mhm.
narrative right there. I want everything nice and tight and look cinematic and the gameplay to be fun. Like, that's my swag. Like, I can't imagine spending 50 hours into Roblox or a game like No Man's Sky, which I know RPG's a big fan of. He's looking forward to like No Fire games like that. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can check it out with the homies, but I'm not like gonna invest a ton of time into it because I want to get into my single player narrative driven games. And after I beat that, I want the next one. That's why my hunger for gaming is so big. Shout out to Hero who called me a gaming gluttonous because I beat the game, I move on to the next one. I beat the game, I just want the content. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I don't watch TV. Whatever time I have, I'm gonna spend gaming. If I can't game, then I'll fucking do something productive around the house, do laundry, whatever. But after you said that, that makes so much fucking sense, and I think that that creates a big hurdle for creators like of Doom or other first-person shooters or single-player games. And look, let's not act like these games don't fucking sell. I mean, look at Nintendo. They drop a fucking game and they sell 20 million copies in a month. PlayStation, they
Mhm.
drop a Last of Us type of game, Horizon, they sell 10, 20 million copies in however long. You know what I mean? So,
But in that same aspect, look at what Nintendo did. They brought out Pokemon, and before all you had the choice of was boy or girl. Now you get boy or girl, and you could choose what
yeah,
they look like,
yeah.
change their hair, change their clothes, change the
Yeah.
color of their
That
skin, all of
bullshit
that.
Pokemon Go game made like fucking goddamn 10 goddamn billion
Oh,
Mhm.
dollars or
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. And that's
I
literally
mean,
a card
and
collector
sadly,
game.
the only thing I'm gonna say is that sadly, I'm not gonna get the Switch 2. I was
Me
thinking
neither.
about it, and then I was like, no, I just can't see myself doing that just for Pokemon, because honestly,
Yeah,
I only get it for Pokemon and Zelda. That's it.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm the
I'm
same.
just gonna skip Switch 2 right now. I'll wait till they come out with something else or whatever. But honestly, if the game has to be something like Expedition 33 in order for me to want to play it by
Mhm.
not creating my own character. You know,
But let's be real,
like
Trail. Let me
that.
ask you a question real quick. Sorry to cut you off. Let me ask you a
Yeah, yeah,
question.
no problems.
Okay, like you said, you play in these games, lived in worlds, you like creating all that, right? But let me ask you this,
Mhm.
right? Because you just brought up Expedition 33, and I think every single person on this panel, every single person on the chat can agree the game is phenomenal. Now, the
Mhm.
whole game of the year is way too early to tell. We still have half the year left. I cannot give it game of the year crown right now, but I can definitely say it will be one of the ones nominated.
Oh
But
yeah.
the question I wanted to ask you is, how far are you in Expedition 33?
Oh, I don't even know. I think I just got past the Gestural Village, so it's not that far. I
Okay,
had to restart it like 3 times because I'm an idiot.
okay, that's
I'm
fine.
I'm that person. I'm that person that likes whenever I get into a game, I always test the limits and see, can I climb here? Can I jump here? Can I
Yeah,
grab
yeah.
this or do that? And I 3 times in a row got myself stuck on the open map
Oh shit.
because I thought I could go somewhere and I was like, hey, it looks like I could fit there, and then my character would get stuck right there. And even if you restart the game, you're always still stuck
Yeah,
there. So I was like,
you
Yeah,
try to
damn it.
jump on those rocks and shit. You think you could jump over it, you
Yeah.
you
can't. So
can't.
stop. Don't try.
So
So now I have to tell myself stop doing that shit so I can play the game.
I
so the
tried that a
question
couple times and I almost didn't get the fuck off. So I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm
the
done trying to
question
explore.
I'm gonna ask you, and the reason I ask you that is just to see how deep I can ask the question, because obviously, if you're towards the end versus now, your answer is gonna be different. Also, your answer may be different now to when you beat it. So the question is, yeah, you play these other games that you love, and that's where you spend a majority of your time. But it takes a game like Expedition 33 to kind of take you away from that. You'll go, you'll play, you'll beat it, enjoy it, then you go back to your regular games. So the
Mm-hmm.
question is, does Expedition 33, even though it's a short experience in comparison, right? Because you'll play 40, 50, 60 hours and you'll put it away forever. Maybe you'll replay it again in the future, probably not. But do you feel like those 40, 50, 60 hours you put into that one game for that one time is way more impactful than the game you're sticking hundreds of hours in that is your daily game?
No, no, I do not.
Interesting.
And I answered that really quickly because it's the truth. Like, I can play Expedition 33 and I can stop playing it right now and come back to it weeks later. No problem. But a game like, for instance, Monster Hunter, I don't want to put it down. I want to play it every single day. Even if it's only for an hour every single day, I'm going to get on there and play it. Whereas with Expedition 33, I got stuck on that part of the map, didn't play it for like a week and a half or something like that, and just got back to it like today. You know, so it's not something that is going to literally grip me away from any other game that I'm playing. Like, for example, Helldivers, I play that almost every day too. The Expedition 33 is not going to take me away from Helldivers. So I don't think that that is the game that should get like Game of the Year. It's not something that is gripping me so tight that I have to play it. Um, so yeah, I don't agree with that sentiment of that being like Game of the Year or anything like that. It's
Okay.
still a phenomenal game though.
Interesting. That's very, very interesting because I was talking to a personal friend of mine and who said, yeah, those I because he plays what's the fucking game? It's MMO on PlayStation. Jeez, I forget.
Hmm.
Whatever, but it's an MMO on PlayStation. And he's like, yeah, that's my main game. Is what is it called? Whatever. And he's like, yeah, but I'll play a single player game and that game will have me thinking of the story, the characters, way longer than this game that I've been playing for years that I have 1,000 hours in. Like for some reason, he knows. I think it's Final Fantasy. No, it's one of those other ones. I think it's made in Georgia because Henry was telling me that game was developed in Georgia. It's fuck. It has like I'll let you guys know the name. I'm gonna send him a message. But he said, "Yeah, I have 1,000 hours in this game. I couldn't even tell you what the fucking story is. I could barely even tell you what the name of most of the characters are, except for my character and the characters that I use on a daily. So I just find that there's
Hmm.
different opinions. So that's very, very cool. What about you, Nelson? I know you're a single player, narrative driven type of gamer like me. But we do play. You play more co-op games than I do. You play more multiplayers than I
Not really.
do.
I play the same ones.
Fuck you
I
mean?
only
You
play
fucking
the only
race. You
all
shoot.
I race by my damn self. I just do my day. I do my weeklies every week, and then I play Helldivers. That's really about it.
Yeah, I war. Yeah, war. That's exactly it. Like I don't think what is it? I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. I don't think
Yeah.
that length that you've been playing a game dictates like how good it is or anything. I mean, obviously the game is good if it's keeping you playing, right? Versus
Hmm.
like a single player narrative driven game where you could absolutely love the fucking thing, but you're like, man, this thing needs to end. You know what I mean? Like I
Oh
love
yeah,
it.
once I'm done beating it, it's gonna be done. I'm not going back to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I've done that with Final Fantasy 16. Like, yeah, you could do a new game plus and all that stuff. Do you think I went back to it after I beat it? No, I did not. I beat it and that was it. It was a great game. The story was great. I loved it. It made me cry a little bit, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't think like games like that I'll go back for sure if they have DLCs like story DLCs that I really and I really like the game. Yeah, I'll jump back in.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty rare, especially with how many games we have, coming
BioShock's
out.
the only first person shooters in the last decade plus besides Wolfenstein that I can say like I really like.
Oh man, I haven't played Wolfenstein since I was a kid.
The new ones are pretty good, except for the
Yeah.
whatever the one with the chicks. I can't remember what it's called. New Blood
Well,
or whatever.
let me and speaking of, the games, right? Cuz obviously Doom having, you know, way less gamers than Eternal did and that number really isn't changing. It's staying pretty consistent. If anything, it's going down. Do you think that Doom is at an end, or do you think that ID Software can continue making Doom
I
games?
think I don't
They
think
don't
Doom is
really
at an
have
end.
anything else. I
I
don't know
don't think
what
it's at an end. I think they have to reinvent it, but I don't think it's at an end. If anything, they should give you an
they need
option
to
to
go into
change
space or something
between.
like that where you're fucking third person fucking, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
jumping into the
give you
air and fucking
give you the option
slamming
to
people and
change
shit
between
and
third and first person even. You know what I mean? It'll get people more immersed into it because you'll get people from different gaming spheres to go, okay, I'll give this game a try because I don't have to be forced into this box of first person, you know?
I think the game needs to go more in like the Mass Effect type direction.
Mm-hmm.
Smite. That's what the fucking name is. Smite. I don't know if it's the MMO, but Smite. Warwana Smite.
I've
You
heard
ever
of
heard of
that
it?
game. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard of that
dude,
game.
he's got like 3,000 hours in that fucking thing. And I mean, it blows my mind. It's
Jeez.
kind of like Tornado with GTA, where he's got like, I don't even know, fucking 25 years of gameplay in that fucking game.
Every day for the
uh,
like last decade owns 9
yeah,
copies.
yeah. So
He
Smite.
lied too. He said he had like 24,000 or something on PS4.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Before he started going dark or whatever, he was at 28,000 fucking 5 years
Oh,
ago. So I know he's
Jesus
over that.
Christ.
Jeez.
If you combine all his platforms,
Sheesh.
Xbox, PS5, he's got to be at 40K.
And look, we're not saying anything he didn't say because he said on the podcast last week, I was like, only if you're comfortable saying this, go ahead. You know what I mean? Because I don't like putting people's business out there. If he doesn't want nobody to know that he's got that many hours or whatever games he plays, that's on them. You know
He
what I mean?
plays it
But
every damn day.
he
The
said
thing
it.
is, he's always bitching, I don't want no gas games. I'm like, you only play gas games. Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
he's like, he goes out and buys all these single player games. I'm like, yeah, but most people aren't like you. They don't buy all these games that they don't fucking play.
Hey, but he supports it, and I fuck with him because he's for real a supporter
Yeah,
of the
but
studio.
he ain't played a damn one of them since GTA 5 came out too. That was in PS3. He
Yeah,
ain't played a
but,
single one of them.
but look,
Most people don't go out and buy that shit. They just play like he does, you know?
but
That's
Tornado's
what I was
gonna
trying to
be
tell him.
a person like Tornado is gonna be way better off than we are whenever gaming completely goes to shit. Because look, we can all I don't know if Atrayu will agree to this, but games I don't want to like games are going to shit. Like let's be real, man. Some of these games are fucking complete dog shit. Like they're broken, missing features. Like one of the first questions we ask ourselves is this game going to be buggy? Is it going to have some fucking
Is it going to work? That's a better
is it going to
question.
work?
Do
Is
you
it,
have to keep paying to play this stupid shit? Like,
exactly. Do we got it so
that
when
gets on my nerves the most. It's like you're playing a game and all of a sudden they come out with another part, but you have to buy that other part in order to keep playing it. Like that's just
yeah.
fucking dumb. I bought the game already.
So when the time comes that every developer switches to a model of gaming like that, when it's all digital, when there's no ownership and it's all monthly subscriptions and to play Doom, you got to pay fucking $20 a month to play it. And Tornado's going to be well off because it's going to be like all these games that I owned, now I can jump back into them. Now I can start playing them. Well, the rest of us are going to be like, damn, I already played all these games unless I keep playing the same games over and over again. Now I know there's millions of games out there, so we'll never be, there'll never be a time where there isn't a game that we like. We will never play everything, right? But all the new releases and shit like that, it's gonna suck, and that time is coming sooner than later, guys. And believe me, it hurts to say it. So Nelson,
Well, I
who
mean,
makes fun of
I know
me,
you're gonna crack up when I say this, but I mean, when you said there's millions of games, it's true. I literally, at the same time that I'm playing Helldivers, which is a very immersive game, you can't really do too many things. I literally am playing phone games at the same time that I'm playing Helldivers.
mm-hmm,
So,
yeah,
I mean, that's the type of person I am. I will play like 2 or 3 games at the same time, which I know is very weird to say. Like, how do you put that much time into like paying attention to like 2 or 3
bro.
games? But
What's the
that's what I do.
difference in what you're doing like one of the reasons I love Power Wash Simulator is because it's one of the only games that I can like blank out and just play it and not pay attention to it while I listen to a
Mhm.
podcast or while I do something else. You know what I mean? Because most of the time when I'm playing like, even a game like Doom, I like to pay attention so I can listen to the story. So how is what
Mhm.
you're doing? Playing the game while playing mobile. As somebody who's doing multitasking while playing the game as well. It's just we consume video game media, right? And
Mhm.
whichever way, shape, or form we can get it, audio, visual, we play it, whatever, we love it, and that's why we're here talking about it on a podcast tonight. You know what I mean? So I have heard crazier shit than that. I have heard people who only like my brother-in-law who plays a game every fucking 10 years. And that's the beautiful thing about gaming is that there's different people who play things differently in a different way from all walks of life. And I said this a long time ago when I was on Thrifty's podcast. I don't care if you play 5 hours a year on mobile. or if you're hardcore playing fucking 2, 3,000 on console and PC, you're still a gamer in my eyes. The biggest thing that I hate though is if you're one of the guys playing 5 hours a year on mobile and you're on social media saying how everything fucking sucks and everybody else can't make a game and don't buy this, don't buy that, then you need to shut the fuck up because your opinion is completely
Facts.
invalid. But if you're out here playing games like most of the people here in this chat, like Warwana, RPG, my guy, oh, what's up, C Fresh? I didn't even see you, bro. Mr. Righteous Fish. If any of these people said something like, "Yeah, this game sucks," I'm gonna pay attention and listen because they're fucking
Mhm.
gamers. You know, I know they play games, they beat games. Mr. Righteous Fish has, I don't even know, hundreds of platinums. I don't know if it's hundreds or not, but any of these guys say anything, I'm gonna pay close attention. Any of you two say something, I'm gonna pay close attention. So that's the only difference. But if you're picking up your little phone game at the doctor's office, playing fucking Candy Crush, to me, you're a fucking gamer. You know what I mean? Because you're
Mhm.
doing you're doing the hobby that we like, whether it's small or big. But continuing on with the show development time, right? Because I was listening to Mucha's podcast, bits and pieces of it, and Porter Rock and Wooly basically took over that show. And Porter Rock was saying something that I've been saying for a long time, and Nelson's been on Wooly's side the whole time, where I'm like, these developers need to come out with games quicker. Nelson's like, what do you want them to do? They're fucking like Nelson is a fucking developer defender, okay? But what I wanted to ask you guys is, yeah, that
Fucking
debate
point.
was
That's the goddamn
hilarious.
problem.
That shit was hilarious, Wara. Because what I've been saying, and you guys all know this.
Well, Wooly will be like, I want games faster, but I don't want them iterative. I'm like, uh, well, good luck with that.
Well, we all know that PlayStation fucked up with the live service, right? We all know. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Do we all
Yeah.
know that? Okay.
Yeah, but only a couple of these that don't have a whole lot to do with a lot of these studios.
What do you mean?
There's
Every
the thing
studio had a
with
live
like
service that they had to make. Every single, or not every single, but most PlayStation studios were working on the live service game. What are you talking about?
Really?
Every
there's a
Santa
studio.
Monica
place
was?
there is a place in the world for live service games. We know this. But
Think about it, live
there's
service games. You can't put out 100 of them and expect to put, like, you got to be
exactly like
selective
you
and
need
you got to do
quality over
something different.
quantity. You could put out 99 trash games and one quality one. You're going to ruin the whole idea of live service games, you know? Like you got to get rid of all that other trash and fodder and like concentrate on making really great games.
If you put out a game where it reminds you of another game, you already lost.
And that's how I feel about these PvP first
That's why I played
person
Helldivers. I
fucking
knew
things.
I
Like,
wanted it right away because I was like, finally something new. You know what I mean? I don't want to play Overwatch, fucking the
32.
Ubisoft edition. You know what I mean?
Overwatch 32.
Yeah. Or the
Just came out
Ubisoft
with that.
edition, or you know what I mean?
Who?
Like
Someone
when
told
I
me
saw
about that frag game. I forget what it was called already. Something frag something.
Frag
And
Punk,
I played it, and I was like, trash, delete. like all I did, I played like 2 matches. It was like, I'm sick of this shit already. Don't like it.
it
Well,
probably reminded you of a game, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of all the first-person shooter PvPs they got going on. You know, it's the same thing. You
That's
shoot
why I was
your
drawn to.
enemies.
That's why I was drawn to Helldivers. I was like, this is different. You know what I mean? This
Oh
isn't something
yeah,
I've played a million times before. As
well,
Tornado, I
absolutely.
had that shit. I don't pre-order shit. I had that shit pre-ordered the day it was shown. Money, let's go.
well, my
And that's
biggest
the
thing.
thing about all these live service PvP
Even
things.
something
Like,
like Rocket League, that wasn't an expensive game, but you know what? It was different. There's nothing like it. You
yeah,
know what I
It
mean?
still failed.
It did.
Yeah. Where is it at now?
That game probably made its fucking budget fucking 1,000 times over.
Okay,
They made more money than any PlayStation first party game.
but
Stop it.
we know that these fucking corporations are never satisfied. We know that. We know they can sell 10 billion copies and they were like, oh, yeah, I could have done better.
yeah.
We know this. So, yeah. And plus, where's the support for that game if it was doing so hot? It's not. That game was in and out within a year.
Was it? People still play it. Not as much as they did, but that game made
I didn't
buckets
even
of money
know.
off of probably $3 million.
I didn't even know that game existed till I saw it on sale on fucking the PlayStation Store for a physical copy. Like that's how little I knew of that fucking game. I didn't even know it existed till then. Until I looked it up. I
That's the
almost
only
bought
game
it.
I've bought microtransactions in.
So yeah, I mean, doesn't mean that it sucks or anything. I just don't know. I've never fucking played it. I mean, it's a cool concept, like you said. But the reason I'm talking about this is because I've been on team PlayStation needs to hurry the fuck up and drop more games. That's me, right? The argument that Nelson has given me is, well, it's more difficult to make these games. It takes longer, which is fine. But let's not act like, look, Ghost of Tsushima sold 10 million copies. You're telling me they didn't make a fucking profit off of that? Of course they did. And one of Porter Rock's argument on the show was that
I've been saying it for years. Sucker Punch should have two teams, either one doing a
they
remake
all
while they build
should.
the second team.
They all
Well,
should.
Naughty Dog has four teams. They
I'm not.
just suck.
Yeah, well, Naughty Dog's a little bit different, right? But we'll get into Naughty Dog in a second. But we're talking about the regular studios, right? Sucker Punch, fucking Insomniac, everybody except Naughty Dog, right? Because Naughty Dog is in a league of their fucking own with their wasteful fucking spending
Gorilla
and
has
bullshit.
two teams, but they came out with Lego. They
But
came out with Lego with their other game. So
but every one of these studios is making money. They should have two teams. And what Porter Rock was saying was that if they can't put out more than one game in a console generation, then they should extend the console generation. And I think for the most part, everybody disagree with him. I agree with him. The reason I agree with him is because if right now the console generations are ending at 7 years, right? By the
nah, I said
time,
this one was going to go 9. I think the next one will be 10, 12.
well, we don't know that. That's just
I
speculation.
don't. I'm
Well,
that I've
But
been
to
saying
I'm
be
that for
talking
five
about
honest,
years.
what
That
we've
I think
12, 13.
seen.
that I think that PlayStation needs to stop with the PlayStation and then the Pro part, because in all reality, I've spent so much time, collecting my games and playing my games that I'm going. I don't want to go like, okay, I did one system and then all of a sudden I'm going to do the next system, and then if I wasn't already married and gave my PlayStation to my wife so that I could have my PlayStation Pro, I would have just skipped it altogether just to get the Pro, because that's what I'm going to do with 6. Like, yeah, 6 is going to come out. It's going to be great. I understand that, but I'm going to wait until 6 Pro comes out. I'll get that.
Well, yes. Well, the reason I'm saying that is one, it needs to last longer is because if these games are taking 5, 6 years to come out, by the time the fucking game comes out, that's roughly when they're starting to get really good and proficient at making games for that fucking console. So now the
Mm-hmm.
console ends, and now you're moving into something completely fucking different, and now you got to start
Mm-hmm.
that learning process all over again. Where I'm with you. I was against the PS5 Pro, not because of what it could do. I just felt like the regular PS5 can get close to that, but it's just that these developers weren't honing down on the development and what do you call that? Not the polishing, but the optimizing for the game. I mean, we're seeing now that
Mm-hmm.
the Pro is able to kind of brute force some of these games and push them to that 60 frames per second or higher than fucking 30 by just using the technology it has. Where I'm like,
I
so
think
is the
AI is going to
Pro?
be a game changer with the 6. I think the PS6, with the AI getting a lot better over the years with this PSR and all that type of stuff, they're going to push generations considerably longer. But
Well, I
that's
think
been
that
my opinion
too.
for a while.
I think that too. But it's like, come
They
on,
might be more expensive out the gate, but you're going to get a lot more years out of them.
and like Porter Rock said, console is the only place where people complain of a game being cross generation. You know what I mean? It's the only fucking place. PC don't do that. Nobody does that except for fucking console. And I can see their argument, right? Because the people that are against
Yeah,
it, which,
I bought a new system. I want to play new games on it, but
but at the
you're
same
playing new
time, you're
games. Don't take
getting
two
those
years no more
features.
anymore.
You're
Yeah.
getting those features. Like there's features on the PS5 that you can only get with Horizon on the PS5 that you couldn't get on the PS4 version. Same
Hey,
thing
you
with
just wait till
Ragnarok.
next gen, because people don't want to hear this, but cross gen is going to be longer next gen, a lot longer.
What is?
Cross gen,
Oh yeah, crowd. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's gonna extend, but my whole
100%,
point is
because
that
games are taking even longer than this gen. And if it wasn't for like PS3 having different coding and stuff like that, they would have had more cross gen games. I used to buy games on PS3, then pay the upgrade to get the PS4 copy. You know what I mean?
but this is a
Mm-hmm.
problem that PlayStation needs to fucking deal with. There, look, and let's get into the PlayStation. Some of the numbers that came out earlier this week. So this fiscal year for PlayStation was its most yes, most profitable in his history. I think they did 33 here. Let me look up the numbers. They did like 32 or 33 billion in revenue, which for those of you guys that don't know, revenue is how much money the company brought in sales.
31 something because they were the first company to hit 31 billion. Or they were the first
Um,
ones to hit 30 or 25 too. But
doesn't mean profit, right? Profit is different, but revenue. 31.74. So $31.74 billion in revenue. And profit, they did. Where the fuck's it at? Sorry, I got a whole bunch of numbers in front of me here. Man, I'm looking for it, but I want to say something like 8 billion or something in profit. God, where the fuck is it? I should have been more prepared, guys. But hey, we're just regular people, man. We all work. We all got wife, husband, girlfriend. Nelson's got husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like we're not full time. Drop some bombs on the channel. Super chat. Like that's not what we do here. By the way, super chat is. I don't know if it works or not. So if somebody wants to test it out. Where the fuck is it at? First party software unit, full game software unit, lifetime PS5, PS5 unit, Sony PlayStation. Jesus Christ. So 7 billion. I believe 7 billion is the number. So let's just round up for easy math, right? 32 billion in revenue, 7 billion in profit, right? That's a shit ton of fucking money. What they
Mhm.
ended up doing and the other shit is they sold in quarter four, they sold 2.8 million consoles, which brought them up to a total of 77.8 million consoles. Full game software unit sales was 76.1 million. First party software unit sales 5.9 million, which is down, and digital download ratio 80%. So 20% physical. I'm sorry, no, that's not true because it's divvied up into more things. But digital download ratio 80%. So PlayStation is making a fucking killing right now. Their software, their own first party software sales are down. Why? Well, because they
they
didn't
haven't
really
had none
release
this year.
anything, right? This year, all we know of is Ghost of Yote. That's it. Lost Soulside is a second party fucking thing.
It's
So
their game though that counts for their financials.
when
This first party.
PlayStation, when PlayStation or when Xbox kind of tapped out of the industry and went third party, War One Henry's been having power problems at his house all day today, so he's
Henry,
probably offline. Yes. So when Xbox tapped out and became a third-party publisher, I really was pissed off about that because now PlayStation is the top dog in this. And do you think PlayStation's gonna
Mhm.
be motivated to fucking make more games to attract more gamers to attract more
I
sales?
wouldn't. I'd want
Fuck
to be
no.
more like Steam.
Fuck no. They're gonna do exactly what they're
They don't
doing.
even have to try because
No.
right now they're pretty much going undefeated. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, why would they have to try any harder? People are just gonna come to them anyway.
Yep, exactly. Now they're able to get third-party games you can only play at PlayStation. You're going to get Xbox games where you can play on PlayStation, and whatever PlayStation decides to drop something, they'll be on PlayStation. And look,
Mhm.
aside from PlayStation's technology, like the DualSense controller and all the shit that makes PlayStation good, um, there is no other reason to really be on PlayStation. The first party stuff
Yeah.
is what attracted most people to PlayStation. Everything else was a bonus. So the DualSense, the technology the system has, that was really a bonus, right? For most people. There are some
Mhm.
people that looked at the specs and be like, hey, like I did in the beginning was like, oh man, the Xbox is almost, or they said it eats monster for breakfast, right? It's more powerful than the PS5. But at the end of the
Mhm.
day, I chose the PS5 because of the games. Well, now I'm not really getting that, right? I think that PlayStation first party studios are in a class of their own. I think they make the best quality of games for the PlayStation 5, and I'm extremely disappointed that they're going to have less of that, right? So then my
Yeah.
question to you guys is, are you staying on play? Let's say Xbox comes out with another console that is as competitive as the PS5 is, meaning with
That
technology.
ain't gonna happen.
Would you
Well,
guys stay on PlayStation?
first of all, I'm staying on PlayStation regardless. But the Xbox is, I don't know if you guys read, but recently they're going to handheld. That's what they want their next thing to be.
They're gonna be an
Um,
app, man. There's not even. It's stupid to even talk about. They've been hinting
Oh,
to these
now it's stupid
motherfuckers
to talk
forever.
about. Now it's stupid to talk about, but yet on the
I've been
Discord all
saying that for
fucking
5
week.
years. This was the last
On the
gen.
week, any little fucking Xbox sucks joke you fucking post.
Yeah, I do.
But the thing
Oh,
is,
okay.
is
Done.
that with Xbox, like, yeah, I would have enjoyed it more if I had friends on Xbox that play. But all of my
Hmm.
friends are on PlayStation, so I don't see the point in going to Xbox even now. It wouldn't even matter to me because
Yeah,
I
who's
don't
playing on there? You know.
exactly. I don't have any friends on Xbox, and all my friends are on PlayStation. So I'm just gonna be sitting there twiddling my thumbs by myself.
Hey, we're one with a $2 super chat. Yes, it is
You'll have someone to watch
working.
TV with, though.
It is working. Thank you, Wara.
Yeah, I mean TV. That's what I do.
Well, and look
Unfortunately,
what you
that's what
guys
my
just said.
Xbox is.
Then it's bullshit what you guys said. Well, not what you said that is bullshit, but is bullshit in general because you guys, except for the friends part, which I understand that, right? Your friends are on PlayStation. You want to go where your friends are. But outside of that, not one good reason was given besides obviously PlayStation is a better console. Um, but if Xbox had the same exact power or even greater, you guys still wouldn't switch over. And now
Well,
one
it
thing was
depends.
mentioned of games. It was because of
Well, my library's
friends.
already over here. That's why they
Well,
don't
let's
want.
say
If
this
they don't
as
have
well.
anything new,
Okay, first off, when the fuck did library stop you from doing anything? You went from fucking Super Nintendo to Nintendo to GameCube to fucking whatever. The fucking library was
yeah, because
never a fucking
I didn't
issue.
carry him with me.
Yeah, but you gotta look at this way. I'm the type of gamer that if the company starts to piss me off, I'm not gonna give you money anymore. I mean, look at Nintendo. I bought every single Nintendo and as many Nintendos as I can get my games that I can get my hands on, and to the point now I'm so disappointed in them that I just will not get the Switch 2. I'm just disappointed in the whole system as a whole. So that's off my list for the foreseeable future until they come up with something that will at least get my attention to make me want to buy them again. Xbox, I gave them a shot. I bought a couple games. I played some stuff. It
You were
got pretty boring being
disappointed.
by myself
Did
all
it
day. I was
again. Repeat
disappointed.
over and over.
Exactly. So I just said, I'm done. And
I
the
did
fact that
too. I did too. I wanted to love it.
yeah, so I mean, PlayStation, it's a lot of fun. It keeps me on there for hours. My friends are here. I mean, there's nothing for me to complain about when it comes to it. So that's just how it is. The,
It's
the other the other companies they just have to try harder. I mean, I'll even pay the money. Like I mean, I'm dishing out money for the PlayStation 5 Pro, and even talking about future generations of PlayStation. If the other companies tried harder to get my money, they'd get it too.
well because of you guys, PlayStation is never gonna come out with a first party game ever again. They don't have
I
to.
don't think that's
You
true.
Which
I
guys gave
think they
them.
will.
You guys gave
I'd
them a
stop
reason
making
not
games. That's
to.
for damn sure.
You said, "Hey, Xbox sucks, Nintendo sucks. There's no reason for me to go anywhere else, so PlayStation doesn't have to do anything else except come out
For
with
Well,
good
now,
you know
but
what's
hardware."
that's
great?
the whole
I got
point.
enough games to last me 3 lifetimes, so I don't have to buy any more shit.
But
Stop with
that's
the
the whole
bullshit,
point.
because you
It's
get
like
one name that's brand new and you jump on it.
when you say that it sucks, though. I mean, shouldn't that then tell the company, you
That's
know
you,
what, we
not
gotta stop.
me.
We gotta stop sucking. You know what I mean? Just stop being stupid with how you advertise yourself, how you build your system, and how you make your games. If you decide to go a different route and start trying harder to get people like us who are hardcore gamers to buy your product, we'll come to you. I
Yes,
mean, I never even, let me tell you, the first PlayStation I even picked up was a PlayStation 4. I've never played PlayStation before that.
and War One makes a
I,
good point here, real quick, Atrayu. He says, well, thank you. Will makes a great point, but that's not the part I want to say. He says PS4 was the fastest selling PS and it had like no back compatibility. So
hmm
he's right. So all of a sudden now we care about backwards compatibility when we never
I
really
actually
did.
don't. I actually still don't. I've never cared about backwards compatibility.
I agree. I
What I
agree.
care about, what I care about is you just making a system that is current up to date. Because let me tell you, the Switch 2 is not current up to date.
No,
It's
it's not.
you're asking me to buy an inferior machine
Yes.
with inferior games. That's
Well,
what you're
that's
asking me to
well,
do,
Trey.
and I'm
Would
like,
you say
no.
that Nintendo's in the same position as PlayStation, where they don't have to fucking try because their gamers just buy whatever
They
the fuck they
think
give
they
them?
don't have to try because people just want to dish out the money for their kids. I mean, yeah, it's cheaper. You buy it for your kids to play because you don't want your kids to play the more adult type of
Yeah,
things, you know. But I mean, even looking at some of the quote unquote adult type of games they have coming out for the Switch too, it looks like trash.
yeah.
I don't want to pay this much money for a system that looks like
You
trash.
hear that, Nelson? Nelson's on
I'll do it for
Nintendo's
you.
dick hard, bro. Like hard. Like he would have their fucking
That's because
baby if he
PlayStation
could.
was pissed me off.
You just said they weren't.
What? What?
You just said that you're fine with PlayStation. You're fine with them not releasing a first party game ever. You're
Their first
cool.
party games suck anyways. They're
You
going to trash. I
what?
want their Chinese games.
Please name me one PlayStation first party game that sucks.
The next one that comes out, what is it?
No, 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 no. Name me
Yeah, yeah,
one
yeah,
first
yeah.
party game that sucks.
Last of Us 2.
That's true. That's true. Hey, but even then, you have to admit that the gameplay is fucking like no other. Yeah, everything else sucks about that game. But okay, fuck, you got me there. But let's be real. PlayStation. Look, we're talking about what is right. I mean, we can say Ghost of Tsushima is gonna suck ass, but we don't know. It could blow our fucking minds, right? I really don't think it
Mhm.
will. I think the gameplay is going to be fun, right? But I think everything else is going to suck about the game. That's just my opinion. But once again, I can only
Like,
go based off the 3 minute trailer they show, 2 3 minute trailers. You know what I mean? So that's all I can go based off of. But like I started this conversation because look, I bought a PlayStation, I rep PlayStation, I love PlayStation because of their first party games, and now I'm gonna get less of that. Now, yes, I may be
but I mean,
selfish.
you
I
gotta
want my
think about
games
it
from
this
China.
way. You gotta think about this right now. For my Xbox, the last game I played for it was Starfield.
Yeah, oh
I
man, me too.
I liked it, but it wasn't even enough to keep my attention long enough for me to keep playing the game. Like
Yeah.
it was okay, it was a decent game,
And that
but
was their biggest
again,
game in the last 10 years. Think about that.
and it wasn't even that great. Like it was just okay, you know. And that's what my problem is with things like Xbox and Nintendo. Like you make a game and you just say, "Oh, it's okay." Then what's the point of me giving you my money? It's just okay. I could play a just okay game for PlayStation then, you know. Like I don't
Third
understand why I
party
would
got a
spend
just
extra
okay
money.
game released every day. That's why everyone's like, "Oh, you just hate on it." No, I'll pick it up when it's $15. But to me, it's just okay. Like I got 150 games that are okay that are in my backlog.
I mean,
And
shoot, I play mobile games that are just okay, like, and they're free.
and
Okay,
look,
they're free damn games.
I don't want to sit here because look, yes, I'm being a selfish gamer, but I also think I speak for a good amount of people because I have a family. My cousin, I brought him up numerous times before. He's a super casual gamer. I mean, the last games he's played has been like Spider-Man 2, God of War, Ragnarok. You know what I mean? Uncharted. So
Hmm.
he plays the big hits. He doesn't really play anything else. But for people like him, which mind you is the majority of gamers, right? The majority of gamers are casuals. Majority of gamers are playing the big
Hmm.
AAA games. If you don't know the difference of power, which most people don't, right? And you're just looking at
Hmm.
straight up games and you're looking at lineups, if X now once again this is an if now this question is irrelevant because Xbox third party, but let's just say we were a year ago and Xbox has a lineup of Indiana Jones, Doom, fucking Outer Worlds 2, and the list goes on and on. Fable, all the shit that they got coming out, Perfect Dark, all the shit that they have coming out, and then you look at
Hmm.
PlayStation and you see Ghost of Yotei, you'd be like, what the fuck? And I spoke about this on a couple podcasts ago. I said, Xbox once again doing the wrong move at the wrong fucking time. All Xbox had to do was
Hmm.
hold out for one more fucking year and get the games that they're coming out this year and leave them exclusive, and their sales would have went up, right? But they didn't. They got too
Hmm.
fucking
All them
impatient.
games for no audience, though. That's the thing is they spend
But
$80 billion. It's gonna take you 15 years to get
But
profitable with that many
Nelson,
people.
it doesn't matter. It's the same reason why they did it in reverse, right? They lost money for all those years with the hopes that they would gain customers. It's the same shit in
Yeah,
reverse.
but they ain't never gonna make that first 80 back. If they go another 25, 30 in the hole, like PlayStation never made that much profit in 30 years. You
But
think
they're
they're gonna
not
make
going.
80 plus
They're
whatever
not going
they're gonna
another
make?
30 million. They're not going another 30 billion in the hole unless they make
It'd
another
take
stupid
them 10
purchase.
years to get back in the game. Let's be honest.
But that's not the
To become
first off,
profitable.
why do we care about financials anyways? We're fucking
I'm
gamers. We're not making any money. Who gives a fuck about what Xbox makes? I just
You
want
just
the
asked
games.
why you just asked why they don't do that, and
No, I
I'm
The
didn't ask
explaining you
problem
that.
is
why.
that
I didn't ask that.
Xbox is just not long term enjoyable. Like
No, it's
that's
not.
all I have to. It's just not long term enjoyable, and they've been messing up for a long time. It's come to a head. It's gonna get even worse for them trying to go to handheld, right? Because I'm sorry, even though Nintendo is fucking up right now, they're still the kings of the handheld area. Okay, like Xbox, they're stupid for wanting to go that route.
No, I get that. And the discussion here isn't should we switch between Xbox and PlayStation. That's not the question because obviously the answer is PlayStation without a fucking question, right? Xbox has nothing for nobody in reality. And even Game Pass,
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, just fucking get a PC, go to Steam. It's cheaper anyways for Game Pass.
Facts,
But
facts.
what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that Xbox, even though it's third party, is releasing fucking first party games that are becoming third party. PlayStation isn't fucking doing that. The reason a lot of us got PlayStation was because Atrayu say friends, right? Nelson
Yep.
backlog, whatever, or games that I already own, my library. But the primary reason
And the
is the
Chinese
fucking
games, the second party
games.
games.
It's the Chinese games. You just started that this fucking year because you see all the fucking bullshit that's going on. It's
I've
not
been doing
something
it
you've been
since
fighting.
2021. Fuck you
No,
mean?
fuck you mean?
Don't
Yeah,
make up
right.
shit for
You've
me.
been fucking.
My
We
game of
can
the year.
pull up
Fist,
any
bitch.
fuck.
Fist.
Yeah, this sucks.
Tempered Spirits.
This
Animal
sucks.
Titanium.
I
Look,
dropped
look,
that
look,
shit
look,
like
look.
a
Bam.
bad habit.
Stellar Blade.
I wipe my ass with this. But look, PlayStation just doesn't have first party games
I
coming
love.
out.
Don't talk shit about Fist.
I will say
I mean,
they're
let's be honest though. Like, if PlayStation wanted to, of course they could drop first party games all day long. But they have so many. They're catering to what the audience wants, right? And the audience says they want this, they want that, they want the God of War number 55. It doesn't matter. That's what they want, right? So we're gonna have to give them a
but
reason
where
to
are
drop
those
a first
games
party
at?
game.
We
You
do.
know?
They sold fucking 15 million copies of God of War. They sold over 40, or is it 30, 40 million of Horizon IP. Last of Us, even this complete
Mm-hmm,
edition is still selling. So, I mean, these single player games are selling like hotcakes. Mind you, whenever
mm-hmm.
PlayStation comes out with a single player game, they're in the top 1% of games sold ever. So, it's not like these sales are going away. No, they're fucking
And they're gonna
holding
take a while to
strong.
come out too. They're not gonna drop like like a dime. They're gonna take a bit to come out because it's a
That's
lot to
another thing though
produce.
too. People act like PlayStation in the last 10 years been dropping 5 first party games every year. They haven't. They dropped 1 to some years like 4. 2020 they dropped like 4.
Yes. But they're also making the most money they've ever made in their fucking career.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
they're not keeping up, and that's my thing. The demand is high, and they're not keeping up. And on top of that, not only are they not keeping up,
Yeah, they're laying off more people. They're
they're
probably gonna lay off more. Probably gonna make less.
they are keeping their foot off the gas, and they're stepping on the brakes. So not only is the demand higher than ever, they're selling more than ever. Instead of going full steam ahead to make more games as best they can, faster, buy more teams, or include more teams, they're doing the opposite. And that's what I'm trying to
Hmm.
say here with this conversation. It's
Well,
like,
they
look,
bought a bunch and now they can't manage them, so now they're closing.
Well, I mean, they're trying to do what most
no,
companies do. They
first
try to make
party.
more with less. You know what I
No, I'm sorry,
mean?
live service,
With
live service.
Well, the live service games in itself, it's just a mistake. But for all the amount that they come out with, like I said, all they have to do is focus on the quality of the game, come out with a few here and there. Don't flood the market with live service games. That's a
That's
huge
stupid.
mistake in itself.
That's
You
stupid.
come up with 15 ideas, you should fucking greenlight 2.
If that.
Hmm.
If that, yeah, no, I mean, live service really fucked a lot of things up, and I don't know in what world, in what meeting they
I would
thought that
like to
was
be
a
the
good
one.
idea.
I'd like to be the one that vet these. Like when you explain that what the game's gonna be to me, if it sounds like a game that's readily out there, I'm already saying no.
Well,
Exactly.
then the next question is PlayStation out of touch with the customer base?
Yes, of course they are.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
what would PlayStation have to do? What do you if they whether it's
Get
announcements
rid
or
of
by
all the white
action?
people.
Okay, that's
What?
racist, and we don't allow that in this channel.
What?
We're gonna have to mute Nelson.
Look, I'm black and I didn't even say that.
Well, Nelson's trying to say
All
get rid of
right.
the woke people, and they're coming. Look,
I
Latinx.
said
No,
white.
no, no. Let
I'm
me
Puerto
tell you
Rican.
something. That's ridiculous because if you get rid of like all the inclusive stuff, you alienate somebody like myself who really does like the inclusive stuff.
Well, that's
You
why
know,
we didn't
like
say inclusive stuff. We just said the woke stuff.
I
I
Because,
mean,
said
that's what a lot of people consider woke,
well,
unfortunately,
well,
is
they need to
things
get
that are
educated.
inclusive.
They need to get educated. Because look, when something that I really and and my job is what 80% Hispanic, I would say. Me being one of
Hmm.
them. And they did that for a reason because in the industry that we're in is majority Hispanic, and obviously they wanted people to be able to relate and whatnot, right? But I
Mhm.
don't think inclusivity is the problem. The problem is the ideology that goes behind. Because look, I agree with you. I want shit coming from different people with different styles, with different backgrounds. I think that's going to make the best type of shit that they can make. But the problem is
Mhm.
that all these different people all of a sudden think the same. And now they're coming out with the same shit, copying others who think the same. And now
Mhm.
they're making
Mhm.
games for
They
each
all have the
other
same
instead of
ideology.
making games for the gamer. And we've seen this numerous times. That's why I used to say a while ago that these developers hate us. They hate the gamer. We're in the way of them making games for each other. They tolerate us because we buy the fucking games. Because there's only so many developers that can support each other financially. But if they fucking focused on selling us fucking games, making games that the gamers actually want to play, they can include whatever the fuck they want, personal agenda, and it would sell because you're still making a good game at the end of the day. Except
Yeah,
they're just
and
being
in all
so.
reality, I think they're in some degree they are still listening. I mean, because me being me, I love architecture. I like drawing blueprints, building houses, stuff like that. And they're actually coming out with a couple of games that are focused mainly on that, just like architecture games. And I'm like, I'm so there. I'm following that. I'm going to put that on my wish list and I'm going to buy it the moment it comes out. And I'm just surprised that they would even come up with a game like that, like a game based upon blueprints. Like, who would have ever thought to put this on a PlayStation? You know what I
House
mean?
Builder. Have you
So,
played House Builder?
yeah, yeah.
I love that game too.
I'm really souped that they're actually coming up with these games because, for the longest time, all I keep saying is shooter here, shooter there, shooter, 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 and then I was like, wow, something that I actually really want to play. I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, they just it's just frustrating because we know what we want to play, and we want more of it, and it takes so long. I mean, look at GTA, fucking 15 years in between
Yeah,
releases. You know what I mean? Like, I just I see the day where I play part one of a game and now I won't play part two for 10 other years. I'll be in a whole other
that's
decade.
insane.
Like,
Yeah, that's
who
pretty
even
insane.
knows if I want to continue to play that type of game? And I haven't, you know what I mean? Like, MLB The Show used
Jenna
to buy that
Hayes
every
says,
year.
did PlayStation have a focus group for getting feedback? I don't know, but they ain't asking nobody I know.
Yeah, but there once again, the problem with these fucking focus group is that they tend to get people from the same fucking
So,
area.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They get they hire everyone from their inner circle. So if you think anywhere
Yeah.
outside their box, they ain't fucking gonna
They
have
ain't,
it.
yeah, they ain't fucking with you. I wish it was how. And Jenna, thank you for being here. And great question or great comment. Yeah, it's it's just sad. It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Because even though I have lots of games to play, Expedition 33 was the first, and I said this before, where I think the reason that Expedition 33 has been so outspoken, people have been so outspoken about it, is because, and I'm gonna ask the audience this question: when is the last game that you played where the music hit, the story hit, the character design hit, the combat hit, all these things hit, and makes you want to fucking find out what's gonna happen next, makes you want to get better at the combat? When's the last time that you went to a camp or a safe checkpoint and you just hung out so you can listen to the song of the game? Like, when's the last time all that happened at once? You know what I mean? And
I would
when you look,
say
go ahead.
I would say Baldur's Gate 3 for me.
Baldur's
I
Gate 3 for you.
I played so many hundreds of hours on Baldur's Gate 3. It's just to me a phenomenal game all around, and I'll still keep playing it even though I've beaten it. I'll keep playing it because I didn't get all the endings. Obviously, I didn't get all
Yeah.
the dialogues. There's still some I have to uncover. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that's one game that keeps me coming back, even though
Yeah.
I've done it over and over.
See, for Wara is Baldur's Gate and Elden Ring. For Jenna Hayes, Final Fantasy 16 was close, so it wasn't
Oh
all the way
yeah,
there. It was for me
phenomenal
too,
game.
Jenna. Mr. Righteousness says Days Gone. So we immediately can go back. And let's just do the quick math real quick. Final Fantasy 16 was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was a great game. Yeah.
Baldur's Gate was what, a year and a half ago?
Yep.
What was the other one that they said? Elden Ring, 3 years ago? Going on 4 years now, right? Days Gone,
Mhm.
2019, I think it was. Look
Mhm.
how far in between these games are. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
far. That's why I think that Expedition 33 is hitting so much for people because they're like, fuck. Last time I felt like this about a game was Final Fantasy Rebirth, Final Fantasy, 16, Days Gone. It's not that many. So yes, we have a shit ton of games. Our backlogs are full. New games are coming out almost every single day, but the quality, the games that got us hooked, those are so few and far in between. And the
Mhm.
majority of people can say, and let's take a look here real quick. Final Fantasy 16, PlayStation exclusive. Baldur's Gate 3, basically a PlayStation exclusive because they couldn't
Yep.
get working on Xbox. Days Gone, PlayStation exclusive. Rebirth, PlayStation exclusive. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
PlayStation exclusive, PlayStation first party. Stellar Blade, Helldivers, fucking Lost Soul Aside, which I'm sure is going to be great. These are
I
all
hope that Chrono Trigger
PlayStation.
remake is a PlayStation exclusive. That would be
Yes,
amazing.
that would be amazing. So you see what I'm saying when I asked a question at the beginning of this conversation before I started telling Nelson that fucking Fist sucks ass, which it doesn't. I just like riling Nelson up. The Steelbook is amazing in that game.
I
But
love that fucking
when
game.
I'm talking about PlayStation needs to step it up, this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to wait fucking one whole console generation to play one of these games. I don't want to wait 5, 6 years to play one of these fucking games, especially when you're making more money than ever, when you're selling the most ever, when you have the most
Mhm.
people playing your fucking console than you ever had, and you're telling me now we're gonna get less of the shit that got you here. And that's the
Mhm.
frustrating part about it all. I'm not saying let's get rid of everything. I'm not saying let's stop the focus on this. Hell, I don't even think that they should stop working on live service games. I actually think that PlayStation should continue working on them. Not at the pace they're at now. I think, hey, do one at a time, dude. See if that works out first. Stop throwing fucking 17 of them in the oven and hopefully two hit. Like, that's just a waste of fucking money. That's a mismanagement right there. But that's all I'm asking, guys. It's like, look,
Throw shit at the wall.
stop throwing shit to the wall.
See
You're
what
not making
sticks.
spaghetti. See what sticks. And one of my theories with see what sticks before, and something that I think would have helped Concord is the single player stuff. How many single players hit and people want more and more of it, and you can build off that. You know, take something that people already know and love instead of trying to create something completely new where you have to invest hundreds of millions of dollars just to get the word out there that it's coming. Like that just seems like a waste of money to me, especially when you're only profiting what $8 billion PlayStation did last year. Now, yes, that's a shit ton of money, but when you do the math, Spider-Man cost $300 million, Horizon to something, Last of Us 2 to something. That's what 30 games, and you're at $8 billion. Like now, the
Mhm.
money looks really fucking small. Jenna Hayes says I think the PC community messed up the amount of games we console gamers get. Ever since Sony started PC ports, we got less games. Oh, that's a good observation as well, Jenna. That's a very good observation. I kind of agree with that as well. What do you guys think about that?
What'd she
I
say?
mean, I think she's right
Yeah,
about that
no.
too, especially because before, when you were looking at PC and Xbox pretty much as like interchangeable to me, it was
Hmm.
like, okay, they had their games, and then PlayStation had their games, Nintendo had their games. But then when they started mixing, instead of just having third party people making for each system, now you got systems going, oh, well, I'll just port it to you and I'll port it to you. Like, I mean, what's the point then? What's the point of having a separate system? You might as well have just one inclusive system that plays everything.
Yeah. And also, Atrayu, the money they've been getting from PC is nothing. It's
Yeah.
nothing. You know, like,
Yeah, you
I,
know why everyone just steals the shit? Like you're
yeah,
putting it over. That's the thing is, the more you offer and the faster you offer it, and which they probably end up doing too. People just be like, I'll just go over to PC and just steal the shit. Like, why am I
Mm-hmm.
gonna buy a PlayStation?
yeah, that blew my mind when I saw
Exactly.
the numbers of how much some of these PC ports have been making on PlayStation. Man, it's very fucking little, bro. I was like,
Well,
what the?
you seen that thing I put out? Fucking 1/3 of games on PC are stolen.
Yeah, yeah,
I know PlayStation games are actually higher too because they'll sell like 1.5 billion, and you see the torrent or the BitTorrent fucking downloads in the like upwards of 1 million in just the first month compared to lifetime sales. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I
You
mean,
Hey,
sold
heck, if you look at what
150K,
happened
but
with
that
if you
bitch
look at
been
what happened with
BitTorrented a lot.
Nintendo, they literally have people who are modding Nintendo Switches so that you could just download all the games for free anyway.
oh,
And you
let's
can literally go online and buy modded Switches just for that.
yeah, and let's talk about that real quick because Nintendo. Now we know that Nintendo can break your console remotely.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't even gotta fucking like. They could just say, you know what, we don't like how you're using the console. Bricked.
Yep.
And people are supporting that shit.
That's
It's been
crazy.
that way
I'd
since
be
Xbox
livid. I
360.
would
To
be
be honest,
livid.
people just never read their terms and service. Those PS5s were stolen off of when they were doing the Fast and Furious shit, stealing
Mm-hmm.
PS5s and shit when you couldn't buy them. They brick all those.
Yeah,
They
but
put it in the serial codes, and as soon as you connect to the internet, it's just a block of wood.
exactly. As soon as you connect to the internet,
It's not just Nintendo.
and oh, see, look at Nelson, the fucking Nintendo fucking apologist over here.
It started with 360,
Um,
man. That's all I'm saying.
and I
It's
and
been
I
that way. This
and I'm
ain't new.
pretty
That's all I'm
sure,
saying.
and Nelson, I'm pretty sure that the breaking of the PS3 wasn't even the console itself. It was if the serial number matched up, they would fucking your account is the one that got fucked up, not the actual console itself. So even then, you're wrong about that. Doesn't mean that they weren't breaking them. Yeah, they were breaking the accounts, which is the argument that I make for fucking physical games all the fucking time. Is
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation can go in there, Xbox can go in there and say, you know what, we're gonna block your shit because you said a naughty word. Nelson, said a love word to his husband that PlayStation didn't like, and
Every time.
and all of a sudden they fuck his account up and all that money, all those thousands of dollars Nelson spent. You know what game they won't fucking fuck you up with, Nelson? The physical game I got you, Dead Island 2. All right. So
Well,
I'm a big
I have to go online, so I won't be able to play that either.
You don't have to go online. You can install it straight from the fucking disc, bro. Check a Will It Play with No
Yeah.
Internet on my channel. Now we know who doesn't watch our channel, huh, Atrayu? Sheesh.
Ooh.
Well, Nelson will watch it just to talk shit, be like, yeah, 2 bits got a bigger dick than you or something. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Those games suck ass.
I'm at work usually, so I only catch like
Yeah,
half of what the hell you're
yeah.
actually
I'm
saying.
at work, but yeah, he listens to everybody's shit except mine. Like, you can't fucking like you pay for YouTube
I
Premium. You
gotta
can turn that shit
fuck
off.
off. I
You
like
can. You
every
don't
one of
even.
your videos that I see,
You
which is
don't
like 5
even.
of them a day.
You don't even have to fucking have the screen on. You can just listen to the shit like you do anyways. Whatever. We'll talk about this in private, okay? Um
Take it offline. Take it
we'll take it.
offline.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think that's fucking wild, bro. Nintendo being able to break your fucking console, bro. Like, sheesh. That's insane, bro. And look, we need governments to start stepping up with this shit because this is fucked up. Same thing with PlayStation and their fucking monopoly they have on their store. You cannot buy a PlayStation digital game unless it's on the PlayStation store. You cannot buy a code, a digital code. You cannot, nothing. There's nothing you can do except go to PlayStation Store and buy the game there, which I think is fucked up. You should let competitors compete and let them fucking decide the market and how they're gonna price shit.
Exactly. But then they wouldn't be able to charge like $80 to $100 for games. What do you mean?
Well, they don't fucking need it. They're not making games.
I
They're
don't even know how that third party shit works. Like
they're
who gives them
making
these codes? The publishers or I don't even know.
they're making their money off the 30% they get from these developers any fucking way. So what the fuck do they care, right? And the thing,
Hmm.
it'd be different if digitally it was a little bit better. Meaning, oh hey Atreyu, I want you to check this game out. I'm gonna buy it for you, and then I just buy it for you, and then all of a sudden the game pops up in your library. All you gotta do is download. Or if there was a better refund process. Shit, there was a game where the frames were fucked up, and PlayStation, you know what they told me? Contact the developer. Like what?
What?
Yeah,
Get the hell out of
that's what they
here.
fucking told me. So when Retro actually got a refund on what I forget the name, Drive, I think it was, I was dumbfounded. Like the whole podcast, I'm asking them like, how you do it? How you do it? I know the chat got pissed off, but I'm like, how the fuck did you do it? Because I spent fucking 45 minutes. Oh, on top of that, you're not talking to a customer service person. You're talking to a fucking gamer volunteer who fucking wants Sony's nutsack in his mouth, who's like, yeah, I'll work for free and answer basic questions. Like, how do I turn my PlayStation on? You push the PlayStation button. So that's the type of people who are, answering your fucking questions. To get somebody that actually works for PlayStation is like speaking to the president. It's insane. So not only do they monopolize their digital store, they also give you the shittiest customer service of all time to dissuade you from contacting fucking the customer service.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
hate digital fucking gamers. Not personally, but I just hate what they do because they're not even aware that they're doing this shit. They're not aware that they're giving more power to PlayStation, Xbox, whoever. They're not aware that they're making things more difficult for themselves when PlayStation one day decides, hey, you know what? You said this word, we're fucking breaking your account. You lose out on everything. Until that happens is when you will care, and by then it'll be too fucking late. Look at what we're at now. You gotta buy a separate disk drive, and once you do, you gotta connect it to the internet in order for it to work. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
many games to play
Yep.
day one, you got to buy it digitally. If not, you got to wait for the physical copy, which will come in next week. I just had that problem with Revenge of the Savage Planet. Go check out that video on my in my YouTube, guys. It's why physical games are becoming more challenging to buy. It took
I
I
actually
had
wanted to get that game too.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I played it with my son. They got a couple updates, which the frames was my biggest thing. It felt really choppy. And look, I'm not a frame snob. Like I don't really give a fuck if it's 60 or not. Like I'm cool with
Hmm.
30 if it's a good 30. But that was my biggest complaint. But I pre-ordered that game on Amazon. They told me it was gonna get here the 16th when the game came out on the 11th or some shit like that. So I checked Best
Hmm.
Buy even further, Target even further, and eventually I bought it digitally so I can play it day one. So those are little things that they do to get you to fucking go in the digital. And we saw that with the numbers.
Yep.
80% are digital. But anything else
Yep.
you guys want to talk about this topic that we're talking about here with the whole development time? You know, yeah, development
Well,
time.
the only thing that I want to say is like I'm kind of like you were saying before, how like why is it taking so long for these games to come out when you want to play like part 2 and 3 and stuff? Well, I found myself after Final Fantasy 16 going, well, when's the next Final Fantasy gonna come out? You know, and that's the type of stuff that frustrates me is when you know it's a franchise that's gonna keep going and going and going. They really shouldn't be taking that long
Yeah,
to come out with the next part.
yeah,
I shouldn't have to wait 6 years for another Final Fantasy 17 now. You know what I
yeah,
mean? They should have already been thinking about that before they even wrapped up
yeah,
16. So
yeah,
that's the type of things that I think when you have a franchise kind of like how Nintendo has Pokemon. You have a franchise like that, why aren't you coming out with Pokemon games left and right? You know, come
yeah.
out with those things, and then the other stuff. Yeah, you could take your time with that, but the time-tested, beloved games, keep those rolling like every single year. You know what I mean?
Especially like Nintendo, that Pokemon comes out, they're selling 20 million the first month. And like Porter Rock said too, it's like, there's no reason why you can't have, because the other guy, I forget his name, he's a PC dude, he's a fucking weirdo. Um, he said, yeah, it costs money. Of course it costs money, you fuckface.
Death
But they're
Singer.
Death Singer. But they're also making a shit ton of money. And also, what Porter
Yeah.
Rock was saying is there's nothing wrong with having them staggered like how Call of Duty does it. They come out with a new Call of Duty every year. Doesn't mean they make it in a year. It's because they have a million people working, so therefore one studio makes one, another studio makes another one makes another one. So by the time one studio's done, it's
Hmm.
released. But next year the other studio's done. When that first one released, they're working on the next one. So then by the time it's their turn to release in 3 years, 4 years, they're ready to go. PlayStation could do
Yeah.
something similar where it's every 3 to 6 years, right? You release one, the next year's ready in 3 years. Next one is ready in 3 years. Especially like you said with the known IP, like you're gonna keep making God of Wars. You're gonna keep making fucking well, maybe
I think
not The
instead of
Last of
having
Us,
a
but
team of 300 people, you'd be better off having three teams of like 150 people or something like
yeah.
that.
And
And
look,
if it takes you
Hmm.
9 years, it takes you 9 years. But you got
yeah,
three teams, and now
yes.
fucking whatever.
Yes. And they all and look, I would love to get the big budget AAA games, right? But imagine if PlayStation took that same creativity and they put out like a double A type game. Like that shit will probably slap. You know what I mean? If they do something like a 10, 15
Yeah.
hour game with the same quality, maybe not as like realistic as like The Last of Us, but something let
They
some of these
have stuff like that, like Lost Legacy. I would take more $40 fucking
well
spin-offs and shit.
think of yeah like Lost Legacy Lands, but think of it even more like a Nintendo like art style, like maybe an Astrobot art style. You know what I mean? Like how much more games
Yeah.
can they put
We
out?
need some Astrobot fucking golf, baby.
And I think that would really really help them out with not just increasing their business at a higher pace because they're doing really well right now, but also keep the gamer satiated. Because look, if I play the God of War right now and in 2 3 years I play a smaller game, that would keep me hyped for the next God of War, which will be in another 3 years. And guess what? Now you actually got more
Right.
time. You got 6 7 years instead of the 5 years.
Right. Right.
But yeah,
And that's the whole point of that is like, if you had a dedicated team just working on your things like I said, Final Fantasy, if you had a dedicated team just working on that, they'll be pumping out those games, and in between those games, like you said, you'll have the big paycheck hitting you with the other ones, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But making me wait this long for a damn Final Fantasy is just so annoying.
yeah, yeah. No, believe me, man. And look at me with Ghost of Tsushima. I waited how many 5 years, and now I'm not even getting Jin Sakai. So
Wow.
now I waited all this time, and I'm not even getting the character that I was looking forward to getting the most. You know what I mean? So now how much longer do I got to wait? Another 5 years minimum. So 10 years
He
total
ain't never
before I
coming
meet Jin.
back, so
And that's
forever.
if he comes back. You know what I mean? So then what about those people like myself? I just think that there's too
Forever.
much money involved. There's too many billions for them to be at the current pace that they're at. And the last thing I want to talk about and bring up to you guys is, which is in the same topic, sort of, is what's her name? Let me pull up the thing here. What's her name? Jade.
Yeah.
Jade.
Jade Raymond.
Jade Raymond. So it's along the lines of what
A
we were
fair
talking about.
game.
Fair game. So she left, right?
She ain't came out with a game since I was in like fucking high school.
That's not true.
I know it's been a long time though.
Yeah, you're fucking 50, bro. Come on. I mean, not 50, 40. Uh, she
Hey,
did,
it was like wow, her last game that she came out with, I think she worked on was like Watch Dogs, dude.
nah, bro, Uncharted.
She didn't work on Uncharted. She worked on. She made Assassin's Creed 1.
Nah, bro. She did Uncharted.
No, she didn't. You're thinking of Amy Henning.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Amy Henning. Yeah, you're right. But look, she
Jade
was,
Raymond ain't came up with nothing good. Well, actually, that was borderline not good either. I thought, but
but that's besides the
since
point.
fucking like 2007.
Live service game. She was working on Fair Games. That was her baby, her studio. Um, that was her whole thing, right? And
Hmm.
do we know if she got fired or if she quit? Do we know this?
We don't.
We don't.
No,
Okay.
all we know is they said that
I
they
heard they
cut
tested the
ties. That
shit
was
and
it.
they were like, "Yeah, this ain't yeah." And she was like, "Well, fuck you, I'm leaving."
Oh, but they didn't test it fucking 6 months ago, right? They didn't test it a year. Like PlayStation is just so fucking full of shit. Like you guys didn't fucking test this, and now all of a sudden it sucks, right? But all the first 4 years, it was like, yeah, this shit's fucking badass. Like, okay, so anyways, so fair games. What are the chances this game gets canceled next? Atrayu, what do you
100%.
think?
Yeah, I think it's out the window.
You think it's out the window? Is this a game you were looking forward to? Is it gonna hurt your feelings?
No, no, not at all. I
Okay.
wasn't even looking forward to it, so it's not going to hurt my feelings in the slightest.
Yeah, I hate live service games. I think they're disgusting. I think people that play them are disgusting. I'm just playing. One of my good friends, Henry, is a live service guru. But I do hate live service games. I think that they aren't. I think that live service games have hurt gaming more than anybody knows. I think that they
Hmm.
are creating a lot of the problems that we have in gaming today. So yeah, this is good news to me, except for the fact that they already spent how many years working on it. They spent how many millions working on it, and all that could have
Hmm.
went to
They
something more
bought the damn
productive.
studio.
They bought the
Like
damn
I
Another
said,
studio.
studio that was
there's not.
unproven. You know what
Like I
you
said,
should have bought? You know
there
what you
is
should have
a.
bought? The hell that Arrowhead. But now they made enough money. They made enough money now that they're gonna fucking make their own shit. They don't need you no
Yeah.
more.
Heroid was never gonna sell. They were never gonna sell.
Well, like I said,
You
there
don't
is
know
a
that.
market
Yeah, I do. The
for
CEO
live
said it.
service games. It's just we don't want live service trash. So they have to like understand that if they're gonna come out with a live service game, it has to be a decent quality so that obviously people don't end up hating them. Because that's just what's gonna happen. We're all gonna hate them because they're just a whole bunch of fucking trash fodder mixed in with all the rest of the decent games, and we just want to like kick them out now. We're like, you're never going to be good enough because they're not making them good enough.
Well, let me ask you a question, Trey. Do you think? Because let me say what I think, and then you let me know if you agree or not. I think that the live service industry is dead. And what I mean by that is you missed the fucking boat already. I think people are too entrenched in Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty, all these games that it's gonna be extremely difficult to get them out of it. Because let's be
It's
real,
definitely harder now. That's
No,
why.
I
But
think it would be better if, okay, a live service game that is not focused on PvP. I think that's where they need to focus on.
yes, I agree with you. I think the clientele you need to go after is the clientele that plays a single player games. I don't think you can go after the multiplayer gamers already because they already invested thousands of dollars in that game, thousands of hours in that game. So to pull them off something like that has to be something extraordinary. You know what I mean? So
And even
what's
if it is multiplayer, it just they need to stop saying that PvP is the way because it's not. A
no, it's
lot of
not.
people want to play together, not against each
Against,
other.
yeah, I agree with that. Dude, and one of my biggest complaint, like that's why I'm looking forward to Borderlands so much, even though I hate the art style, is because I can
Hmm.
play together. One of the first things that I check, Revenge of the Savage Planet. I bought that because I can play together with my son. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Me and Nelson have beaten how many games have we beat together, Nelson? Three, two,
I don't know, a handful.
and I played them because
But
we
they're
can.
mostly old because there ain't that many good new ones.
No, we played Dead Island, too.
That's also 3 years old.
Okay, that's not old in the gaming world. If games take 5, 6 years to come out, that's not old at all. That's still a fucking toddler.
I
It
mean
takes
that
two.
Hey, if we're looking
hardcore.
for a co-op game to play together, and we're going back to goddamn PS3, that's old.
I
No,
mean,
I'm
Just
not
saying.
how
going.
long
Mm-mm.
has it been? I think that the hardcore PvP, fighting against each other thing, I think that's old now. That's just
Yeah, I
we
agree.
need to go into the route of cooperating and working with each other. That's what people really want to do. They don't want to just only work with each other. They want to build with each other. They want to grow together. You know what I mean? They want to explore together. And I think that's why they're messing up with these live service games, because these live service games are still focusing on you gotta kill the other dude. That's it. You're just fighting against each other.
Hmm.
And I mean, it gets boring. It gets old. You know?
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
we know there's games out there where you could explore together and play together, we want more of that.
So do you think that marathon is gonna fail because of that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I mean, look, I played. Did you play the alpha test or whatever it was called? Were you able to play it or get your hands on a code?
No, I didn't. No, I did not. I didn't even want to.
So I did, and I played with Henry. And I had a decent time, right? But once again, I'm not a PvP gamer. And like I told Henry,
Mhm.
I will probably get the game if you get it. If you don't get it, I won't get it. I didn't have a terrible time with it, but I don't see myself playing it for more than 20 hours with you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
After that, I'm kind of over with. It's not like Bungie where there's a story I can follow along. You know what I mean? We can do different
Mhm.
shit. I just, like you said, I think that the PvP stuff is dead, at least for the games that are new. If you're old PvP, playing an old PvP game, those will still be popping, but I don't think that a new one is
And
gonna
you want to know,
survive.
the last time I did PvP was like that stupid frag game that I deleted. But before that, it was a Final Fantasy style battle royale, I guess 3 versus 3 type of thing. It was on mobile, which was phenomenal for a mobile game. It blew my mind. But you would have teams of 3, and it would be up to 100 people on the server.
Mm.
And obviously, the last team standing is the one that wins or whatever. But that was the last time I did some sort of like a large style like PvP, and it was third person shooting too. It wasn't first person either. I found it to be a truly remarkable game. I was really upset when they canceled it, but
Ooh.
other than that, I've never
War
done another team versus team or anything like that again.
War One brings up a good point. He says Marvel Rivals has 134,000 players. Yes, very true. But at the same time, it took every superhero in the universe to get to that amount. You know what I mean?
And how long is it
And
going to be successful for?
And
quite
how
Versus how
frankly,
much
long?
it
I'm
costs for all
kind of
those
tired
licenses?
of. I'm a little bit tired of the whole Marvel Universe games anyway. Like I've played a whole handful of them. I played mobile. I played online. Like it, after a while, it just gets kind of boring. It's superheroes fighting stuff. Okay, I got that.
What's up,
After a while, it just
Dante?
gets kind of boring.
Hey, what's up, Loco Cipher? No, we haven't talked about what did he say here? Which we should talk about real quick before we end this. Uh, People talk are crying about Stellar Blade and Denuvo. You guys know what's happening there?
What's going on there?
So basically, Stellar Blade has the DRM. I don't know if it's a DRM, but it's the anti-piracy bullshit. It's called Denuvo,
Mm-hmm.
and people are really pissed off about that because Denuvo is one of these things that tends to hurt. Excuse me, tends to hurt gameplay a little bit, where frames drop and shit like that. Performance will go down. And they're pissed off that they chose that, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the thinking of a developer can choose whatever they fuck want to choose to protect their game, right? But if you know
Yeah.
that performance is being hurt, then aren't you hurting your own artistic vision for the fucking game? Why would you
I
pick
mean,
that?
yeah.
If I'm making for
Um,
something for PC, I don't give a shit about your performance because I know
That's
you're
true
gonna steal
too.
it.
That's true too. And they're gonna fucking turn that game into triple X, fucking X-rated shit any fucking ways. PC people are weird. You know what I
well,
mean?
the whole thing about performance, I mean, if they tested it and they thought there was nothing wrong with the performance and they were happy with their product, I mean, then the
They
sales
just
will
want to
show.
fuck with the
You know what
game
I
and they want
mean?
to steal it. That's really why they're complaining, though.
Yeah,
Let's
if
be
they're
honest.
if there's really nothing wrong with the frame rates or anything like that, then there's nothing to complain about. It's just, again, like you
I
said, they
want to
just want to
steal
steal
it.
it.
I
That's
want to
just what it
mod it.
is.
I want to fuck with it. Yeah,
Well, I mean, but if
just
that's
my
gonna
opinion.
if that's gonna bring but look, if modding and all that shit's gonna bring more gamers, more sales, why wouldn't you want to let gamers do that?
Well, I mean, there has to be modding in a certain, I want to say, certain respectability that they're not gonna, like, fuck up the game. And well, look
You're
at
never gonna
Baldur's Gate
stop.
3.
That's the problem though with PC. You're never gonna stop these fucking weirdos.
Well, I mean, if you look at Baldur's Gate 3, they allowed the modding. They even ported it over to PlayStation. It works beautifully. Even stupid stuff like, where there's big boobs and shit, whatever. That stupid stuff that they like to do. But I think that people, when they start complaining about that, it's just like Nelson said, they just want to steal it.
Yeah.
And it's like, just get over yourself and use what you can use using that particular, you know, program that they have. And if you can't use it, then get good, son.
Yeah,
you
fact.
know?
And look, let's be real. I only brought up this because Dante asked about it. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck about PC players. PC players to me are fucking weird. They are just, I don't know. I don't like them. I haven't met Warwana is pretty cool. But he doesn't really game full time on PC. I don't think. But yeah, they're just you complain about the dumbest shit. You play fucking 2-bit games on PC. Like, look at the top 20 fucking games on PC. You know what I mean? Like, they're still
Yeah,
playing
you're
games that
complaining about
are
new games. You're not gonna play any of them anyways. You're
exactly.
still
So it's
playing
like
War Thunder and fucking
I
uh,
don't. I
what the
personally
hell's that?
don't
The
care if
Warframe.
you're a PC game player. Like, you do you. If you playing games and you enjoying games, you do you.
I turn
Just
crossplay off. Do you leave it on?
just don't get mad about stupid shit like you can't steal the game. Okay, fuck you then. Buy the game. Like, I, I have no sympathy for you if that's all you want to do is pirate. Okay, but like, okay, have your little modding fun with Resident Evil 4 and all that other stuff. That's totally fine. Go ahead, do that stuff. Just, leave the game to what it is. Don't steal it. Have fun.
Oh,
And if you're having a problem with frame rates, I guess fix your damn computer. I don't know.
Lee Yoko, it's not that hey, what happened? Why did those messages get erased?
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
What? I didn't see nothing.
And Lyoko, yeah, it's not that we don't think that the performance, like you said, there's been people that crack de novo, the performance goes up. It's not that we're against that, right? We of course, if you're gonna be gaming on PC, whatever we want it to be the best way that you
It's better
can,
than
right?
not gaming.
It's better than not gaming, especially some of these PC guys that spend a lot of money on their, graphics card and everything else, and I'd be pissed off
Mm-hmm,
too, right?
mm-hmm.
But at the same
That's kind of the
time,
thing is,
I don't give a
people
fuck about PC
the
gamers, so I don't care about
the
their problems.
the many ruin it for the few. I'll
Yeah,
say
that's
that
true
because
too.
most of the fucking PC gamers are a different breed of people in general.
Bro, you
But
got fucking
there
fully
are
grown 50-year-olds
there,
wearing cat ears, bro. That's fucking weird.
yeah, well, yeah, that's a whole. There's 100,000 people or whatever playing fucking banana right now, like, but whatever. But that's not really the point. The point is there's a few fucking small percentage of guys that just want to fucking play games on a computer, but the rest of the community's
And
a
look,
bunch of fucking weirdos.
I envy PC a little bit, man. I started playing this game. Originally I was gonna make a video on it, and it was one of these like anime girls. Like Trey, you know what I'm talking? You ever seen those games or where there's like
Yeah,
sexy? Like I downloaded one of those. It's like a free to play game, and of course they make their money by you buying the DLC packs and shit. I ended up
yeah,
buying them.
yeah.
I ended up buying them. You know why? Because it was a simple puzzle game. You had to uncover the whole map, and I was actually hooked. I didn't care about the anime girls, right? But what I'm trying to say is that I mean, it was something nice to look at when you solved the puzzle, but I envy PC gamers a little bit because they get adult rated shit, right? And that's the reason why I went to PlayStation. was Grand Theft Auto. I wanted a mature experience. You're right.
Yeah,
Nintendo
yeah.
wasn't giving me that at the time. I was becoming a teenager, and the fact that I can steal a car, beat a prostitute, rob whatever, even buy properties in Vice City, that I wanted that, right? And Nintendo could never give me
Hmm.
that at that time, even though they got games like Resident Evil, shit like that. But I wasn't into those type of games. But PlayStation did.
Found a
Play
game for you, Will.
Look,
which one?
Fantasy Beauties
the
Puzzle.
only
There
That's
you
the
the
go.
only
one. That's the
I
one
games
I'm talking about. I'm about
that's
to
the
get
on
the
only games that I
platinum.
PlayStation.
would
Yeah, I
play
know.
for
I,
PC is only
I'm in the demo
MMOs. Like
thing.
Yeah,
I
it's nice. It's a
can't
good game.
imagine me trying to play anything else other than an MMO. Like the last MMO I even played for the PC was Perfect World International. I think I was like the second top barb in the whole entire um what you call it on the whole server that was on. So like I love MMOs for PC because that's the only thing I really get into with like keyboard and mouse playing stuff like that. But like if I'm gonna like seriously game, I'm gonna go on my console because I feel like I get
Facts.
better performance, better reaction times and
Yes.
stuff like that with my controller in my hand playing on
Yes.
my console. You
Yes.
know?
And the game is optimized strictly for your console. You don't have to fuck with the
Exactly.
settings. You don't gotta fucking, hey babe,
I
can
can
you
get
let me know this is
144
good or
frames, yeah,
not?
but I got to do this to get that and that. It's just
Yeah.
I just fucking push. I want this, or this.
Yeah, Nelson,
A
Fantasy
couple of options
Beauties.
went bad, but fucking, I don't want to be just fucking with dials all day. My time's limited, bitch.
Hey, Fantasy Beauty is a game that I was playing, bro, and I fucking got hooked on it,
I
bro.
know,
I
I know. You know why I brought it up? I was hovering over demos, and you're the only motherfucker that
Yeah. I literally started recording a video. I
played.
was gonna be like, look at you fucking perverts. Why? And next thing you know, I'm fucking like 5 hours in. I was like, damn, this game is pretty
Oh
fucking good.
shit.
Hey, but don't get it fucked up. I learned this the hard way. Not every one of these fucking bullshit games are the same. Fantasy Beauties is a good quality one, but there's other ones that are bullshit, bro, where the reaction time sucks
Is
ass.
Tainted Grail worth playing the
Mhm.
demo for? Because I seen you played that too.
I think that's the one that was asked, and I think I only got maybe like 30 minutes or an hour into it.
I'm gonna skip it then.
Yeah, Fantasy Beauties I know for sure is a good one. But yeah, yeah, no, I don't care about PC, but I do envy them in that aspect is that they are able to get some mature games. Like I saw one that's like cyberpunkish, that's more like a what do you call those games where it's like a novel and you just push X to fucking go to the next thing. One of those which
Mhm.
people were saying how great of a story it was, but it was rated X because it was nudity. Right? You can't get that on
Yeah.
PlayStation. PlayStation, you show ass cheeks and they fucking censor that shit. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
do envy them for that. But outside of that, like I don't play video games to get my jollies off. I mean, unless you guys do. I don't think Atrayu or Nelson do.
No.
Yeah, but
No.
like that's weird. You know what I
Jollies
mean?
off as in having a great time, sure.
Yeah, no, no, yeah,
Like I've said, if you want to see that, I mean, that's why I never understood OnlyFans fans. Like, you have a phone that has literally unlimited amount of the shit for
yeah.
free,
Hey,
and
what's up, old Nini?
you're paying some. You know what I mean? It's just, like, make it make sense, bruh. Like, you can just literally type in tits and search for the next fucking 400 years.
Leo, I'm sorry, Leoko
It don't make no sense to
Cipher.
me. I'll never understand that.
Hold up, I gotta answer this question right now. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, bro. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names. But that is completely false. That is 1,000% false. That is disproven. What he said is, as much as I don't want to see physical media die, it can be a good thing for the environment. That is not true. Digital farms, data farms are way more harmful to the environment than physical media is. Just so you know, do your research on it. I thought the same thing too. All this plastic, all that is false. You are actually using up way more energy, way more carbon footprint running these
Yeah,
fucking data farms.
because of all the data farms. We're putting one in here. We have to fucking build a new power plant just for it.
Yes, see, look at that. And same thing here. Microsoft just built, Amazon built 2 years ago. Microsoft is building more server farms, and they're adding new fucking,
They got to clear cut
power.
fucking hundreds of acres for the
Yep.
shit, and
Yeah.
fucking, it's a lot
It's
of power.
it's insane the amount. But anything else the chat wants us to talk about real quick before we head off? I know we kept the Trayu. Turn video cards.
He got to
Yes.
work tomorrow. You're right.
Oh, you're well, yeah, but like when I'm on a podcast after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm ready to get the fuck out. Like these dudes are fucking talking their ass off. Like fuck them. I want to play games.
Yeah, I was looking at what's his
I'm just
name?
going to bed after this. I ain't
Blaze
doing shit
4K.
else. I'm going
I
right
was
to bed.
Yeah.
I was downloading podcasts for work this week, and I looked at Blaze 4Ks or whatever, and I'm like, 5 hours and 50 minutes. Jesus Christ!
See, and
Wow.
That's
I don't
crazy,
know,
bro.
I don't know Blaze, I don't know him at all, but I'm just gonna use the 5 hour thing because you see that on social media as well, and that's part of the reason I created my channel, right? You see that on Twitter. What is it called? The Twitter Voice where they do
Spaces. I used to
spaces.
go on them because I used to only work 3 days a week, so I'd be at home by myself playing games while my kids were at school. Now I have less time because I have weekends off, so
Bro,
I have to go to family shit
motherfuckers
now and
be
whatever.
doing spaces for like 8 hours, right? Like I don't even understand how you can talk for
I
that
seen an
long.
Xbox one go on for 37 hours.
Then you have
Wow.
Yeah.
you have your own podcast that you do once a week. Then you're on fucking three other dudes podcasts that you do once a week. So now you got 4 or 5 days of fucking podcasts and shit that you're fucking doing. It's like, where's the time to fucking play games, bro? Like I work every day, 7 a.m. to 4. As soon as I get home at 4:30, I cook dinner. I help my son with the homework. I hang out with him for a little bit. I clean up the kitchen. I start playing games around 6:30 or so. I stopped at about 8. Hang out with my son, get him ready for bed, shower, we wrestle a little bit. He's in bed by 9. Then I get back to playing games. 11 o'clock, I'm off. Then I stay on my phone for another hour and I try to be in bed by midnight. How the
And
fuck are
see,
you getting all that game, quote unquote, gaming time, telling everybody to not buy a fucking game, but yet I play 2,000 hours a year and you just heard my schedule for the day? I'm sorry, Atrayu, to cut you off like that.
no, I was just saying, like, for me, I have nothing but time on my hands. So I'm playing games
Yeah, I
from morning
envy
to
her a
night.
lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Oh, tell
Yeah.
me.
I
Okay,
complained about working weekends, but like now it's
let
like
me hear
because I
Trey's.
used
Let
to.
me see. Trey, what are you gaming on? What's your schedule like? So I can be envy of
My
you too.
schedule is
Whatever she
nothing.
wants,
Like
however she
the
wants.
only time I have a schedule is when I gotta take care of my dog. Like literally
Oh
tomorrow I
man,
have one video appointment with a doctor, and then I gotta take my dog to the vet at 3 to get her checkup. But in between then, I'm gonna be gaming. That's all I'm gonna be doing. That's all I do every single day, and that's why I started streaming. But I was like, I don't know how to cut my stream time down because sometimes I'll be playing Monster Hunter and then 3 hours go by. I'm like, shit, it's a 3 hour stream. I'm like, that's
yeah,
really long. Like, why am I doing it for that long, you know? So I don't know. That's pretty much what my life is video games. If I'm
sheesh,
not gaming on PlayStation, I'm on my phone. And if I'm not on my phone, I'm somewhere. I don't care where I'm going to be. I'm going to be gaming. So,
man,
Yeah, she's
that sounds
disabled, so she has
awesome.
a lot of time on her hands.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
yep.
man, that's well, man. I wish I had the time,
It's a
dude. I really
homebody's
do.
dream.
Yeah,
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 I mean, you say that, I mean, it literally took me to, break 8 bones and pretty much almost die before I
yeah.
get
Get fucked up
finally
like
like, oh,
that.
I'm disabled and I can work. I can work on video games now.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, this is how bad it is for me. Like yesterday, it was my stepdad's Well, it wasn't his birthday. They were just went out. His birthday is they're gonna do it next weekend. But yesterday they went out where my sister works part time to get some wings and shit. They didn't even invite me. I was like, why didn't you guys invite me? Like, oh, you probably wanted to play games. I was like, you fucking kidding me? So now my family doesn't invite me to fucking simple events like that because they know that after a long week of work, I want to play games and I'll probably turn it down any fucking ways. But
See,
you're
that's
living
why
the dream.
I used to get it as much gaming as you because when I work weekends, everything happens on the weekend, and that's when I'm working. And during the week, so everything that happens with family stuff, all that, I'd miss all of it because I was at work. And during the week, ain't shit going on.
No,
My kids are
nothing.
in school all day, so I got 2,000 hours in a year. Now I'm lucky to get half
But
that,
also, what people don't
but
understand
I
too,
gotta show up to shit too.
like gaming, like yeah, I love gaming, right? But I never not do my responsibilities. You know what I mean? I
Mhm,
never
mhm.
not go on vacation. I never not like I don't skip family events. Like this one was a little tiny one. It was just like 5 people. You know what I mean? So it's not that big of a deal. But like I make it a point to go touch grass, and that's a good way to
Yeah.
end the show. I think it's important for you guys to go out there and if you're gaming hardcore, like how me, Atreyu, Nelson tries to do, go touch some grass, man, because at the end of the day, gaming shouldn't be filling a void. Gaming shouldn't be
Mhm.
like replacing anything in your life. Gaming should be something that's enjoyment that
I
you are
use I
using
use
your
gaming
free
as
time. A
rewards for
reward.
doing my
Yes.
commitments.
Yeah, so for example, like I'm a store manager, so I run a store,
You
and
know, you
last
know how I get like if I got to mow the lawn, it's like okay, I mow the lawn, I get weed whipping done, and I get laundry done.
yeah,
I get to
Yep.
play for
gaming,
2 hours.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I
yeah,
mean,
saying?
you guys hear me on when we've been playing Helldivers. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be out gardening and taking care of my yard, and
yeah.
then maybe I'll come back in later
Yeah,
and I'll
you know
start
me. Like
gaming.
today, we
You
gotta
know,
hurry up. I gotta take kids to wrestling practice. Let's go.
Yeah,
You
right?
know,
yeah. And there'll be weeks,
quick,
guys,
quick,
where I
go.
do nothing but gaming. You know what I mean? Like last week, I had the head of stores come visit me. I had the region operations manager come visit me. I had the market manager come visit me. And I had the BDM, outside sales, visit me all in one fucking week. So my plate was extremely busy. So I say, you know what? Fuck it. This week, I worked close to 60 hours. I ain't doing shit this weekend. I ain't doing shit for the rest of the
hmm
week. I'm just gonna go home and play games and relax. And that's what I fucking did. And yesterday, when I started making the video, if I'm about thinking about I was gonna take some time off from content, was because I was so exhausted, and that is okay too. But just don't make gaming the one thing you do every single day. Ruin relationships, because it will happen, guys.
hmm
Pay attention to your spouse, to your kids. Take care of them first, and gaming should be a reward at the end of the day. Now, I'm not telling you how to live your life. You know it better than me. I'm just some random dude on YouTube that's talking bullshit. But just from personal experience, man, who has had relationship problems, not because of gaming, but because of other things that took up my time where I didn't pay attention to those things that needed attentioning to. Don't let it happen to you, man. Because at the end of the day, right now you're having a great time with gaming, but when you lose it all and all you got left is gaming, it's not quite as fun then. Anything else you guys want to say about any topic that we spoke about tonight? Any words of wisdom?
No, no, I'm pretty good. I mean,
I
I had
want
a
to
lot
say
of
be
fun.
thrifty, but that's kind of taken.
I had a lot of fun. I really want to thank you for letting me jump on today, you know.
Trey, tell them
And
where they can find you.
I mean, you can only really find me on Twitter on
Helldivers.
Atrayu
Twitch.
underscore smiles on Helldivers, obviously. Um, I'm not on the Switch anymore. I packed that up. That's gone. I put that away, so that's done with that. But
Question, real quick before we end it, the Switch, because you said that a couple times, and I meant to ask you because I own a Switch. My son owns a
mhm,
Switch, but I'm not a Switch gamer. Like I think I got a total of like 30 hours in the Switch since I've had it.
mhm.
Why aren't you getting the Switch too?
I feel like
She only really likes
it's
Pokemon.
Okay, no, hey
I,
Atreyu, I
I
didn't know
really do
Atreyu.
love Pokemon and Zelda. I really do love it. I even like
Pokemon's been crap for years, though. It's not been their best
it
work.
has, but I mean the problem with the Switch 2 is I feel like they just kind of polished it a little bit and was like, here, let's put Switch 2 on there and there you go. It
You
was
prefer
like,
them to have a box instead of a handheld.
um, I don't even use it as a handheld anyway. I use the docking station
Exactly,
on
that's what
my
I'm
TV.
saying.
So
The portability is nothing to you, so you'd rather have a more powerful
yeah,
box because you're never going to
yeah.
get that out of a handheld, not at a reasonable
Exactly.
price.
And honestly, it's not even just that. It's the fact that like when Nintendo came out with new systems, it was always something new and innovative with them. They always made something like that wowed you and made you want to get it. And now I'm just looking like Switch 2, all you are is just a polished up version of the Switch, which it probably still could have done the same thing it's doing now if you put work into it. Why in the world would you get a Switch 2? Like it's just really not bringing me there. So I'm just gonna wait. Maybe in the next 6 7 years when they come out with another system, that might actually be worth my while.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a different perspective to hear because a lot of us aren't Switch players, but we all have opinions of why we're not getting the Switch, and it's cool to hear from somebody who did play the Switch, whether it's just one game or a lot, you still played on the Switch, way more than any of us have, and it's good to hear your opinion on that. For me, it's simple.
Thanks.
I just don't think that there's no Switch game that is worth $80. I don't think the console is badly priced, but there's no fucking game that Switch makes that is worth $80. Not in quality, not in investment to make it, not in fucking nothing. So I just don't know why they're the first ones to jump up to the fucking $80 price point, except for we're Nintendo, we do what the fuck we want, and that's it. And I just can't get
hmm
it. I can't get with that. And I've done that with PlayStation too. Like I refused to buy the PS5 Pro until I got it pre-owned. And the only
And I mean,
reason,
honestly, they are making a mistake with Pokemon. In my opinion, I
oh
believe they're
yeah,
making a mistake with it.
I
I
agree.
mean, first, this is going to be the first generation of Pokemon games that doesn't have a dual release, which I would literally buy both copies every time, even if I didn't play them, just for the sake of getting both of them. So this one is coming out without a dual release, and then you had the nerve to make it like a live action fighting instead of turn based. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That is not Pokemon. You don't do that to Pokemon. So I'm kind of like not even thinking about getting
Oh,
that
it's
game.
official that they're doing a live action
Yeah,
Pokemon game.
it is. Yeah, Pokemon's what is it? Z to A. It's literally just live action fighting. Like
Oh
it
wow.
isn't a turn based thing, and I'm very disgusted by that.
Oh
So
wow.
that turned me off as well. But just like I said before, the performance and the graphics, it's just not worth it to get a Switch 2. Like you literally just put a haircut on Switch 1 and was like, oh, it's Switch 2 now. There you
So,
go.
do you think that
So
we're just getting too old for gaming? Because I have complaints about
no,
PlayStation.
not
Nelson
not at
just,
all. I think that they thought they could pull one over on us. That's what I'm thinking. I don't give a crap how many people are, buying it or whatever because they're diehard fans. I think Nintendo thought they could pull one over on us and be like, "Oh, we'll buy it just for the sake that it's Nintendo."
yeah,
And me as a Nintendo fan, I've had every Nintendo system. I could tell them, "Fuck you. I'm not buying that system."
yeah. Wow, interesting. Super interesting. Yeah, because if you look at the average age of gamer in the United States, it's like 34 years old or something like that. So obviously, we're the ones spending the most money. We're the ones who are buying the most shit, but yet they're trying to like get away from us for some fucking reason. Is it because we're too
Hmm.
demanding?
We're
You
spending the most
know?
money, but it's on our kids' shit.
Yeah, but our kids get great example from us. You know what I mean? So,
Bro, I see what my kids play with all these Fortnite kids. These a lot of these kids got more into fucking skins than I do in motherfucking games.
oh yeah, but that's apparent. I will never allow my son that
Well, I don't
bullshit.
either. My kids, I told them they keep asking me to buy me shit. I'm like, look, I told you I didn't want you playing that shit to begin with, and if people are gonna make fun of you, you might as well just delete the game because I'm not spending all this money on shit that you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Fucking just
I
Hmm.
mean,
you
look,
wear it for 2 weeks and then something else comes out and then you want
yeah,
that.
yeah, like I don't mind buying skins for my son like that, but it's like once in a while. You know what I mean? Like once every, like
Yeah, but the
twice a
thing is,
year.
there's a new one every fucking two
Yeah.
weeks. So then why it's just that's why they make more money than fucking all the single player games fucking put together all year.
Well,
Is
that's just
because you got someone spending $20 every goddamn week.
that's why
Bop bop
PlayStation
bop.
went the live service route the way they did. You
Yeah,
know what I
that's where all
mean?
the fucking money is. There's more
Hmm.
transactions from the top 10 games than the other 500 games that are sold.
But once again, it's not like that's all they're doing. They still are selling tens of millions of copies of these single player games. There just has to be a better balance. You can't dive all the way in. And look, it's one thing if you can come
They're
out with
trying to get
10.
good at it in a 5 year span, and
Yes,
it's that's not gonna
because
happen.
if they released 10 live service games and 8 hit and became successful, okay, I can see why they're going to try to do 30. But you've made 10, 12, and only one hit. Come on, bro. And even then,
It's like
Helldivers is
Yeah.
like,
they're trying to like it's kind of like I started going to the gym, right? It's kind of like if I went in there and like, I'm trying to work out like fucking Arnold, like you gotta build yourself up. You know what I mean? You don't just get off the couch and fucking you know what I'm saying?
well, either way.
Well, look, I think the only way that live service should actually work is strictly for cosmetic only. It shouldn't be, to play the game or to get anything good in the game that's going to give you an edge.
Yeah,
When you're talking about live service, it should only be cosmetic because you want to make yourself look different or better or
facts.
whatever, and that's it.
Facts. That's facts. I agree with that 1,000%. Atrayu, do you want me to post your Switch stuff over on the description so people can find you or no?
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys. I am going to post Atrayu's link. I don't know if it's the link, but her name on Twitch. If you have a Twitch, go on over there and follow her, man. Support her in her stream. She plays Helldivers, Monster Hunter, right?
Yep.
on stream. So go check her out, man. She's a beast at the Helldivers. Like I said in the beginning of the show, she plays level difficulty. Fuck you, I'm better than you. Where I'm like difficulty 4. You know what I mean? So she's a beast
She
at what she
carries me,
does.
so that's
She
why
yeah, I think she carries all of us. Whenever I played only once or twice
Aw,
with her, so
thanks.
she's a beast. Go check her out. Of course, you know where to find Nelson Gaming Culture, and of course here. Let me just check one more thing real quick, and we we are at 700 subscribers. That is fucking
Woo!
crazy. We
Congratulations.
started out at the beginning of the day with 685 subscribers. Now we are at 700, guys. We grew 700 subscribers in a day. That is insane. Thank you guys so much
Nice.
for the support. I'll put the links to Atrayu and Nelson in the description of the live. And thank you guys so much for being here. Nelson, anything else you want to let the people know?
just I honestly I wouldn't be buying a lot right now unless you really really want it because them the E3 time sales are right around the corner.
Good point.
Just so you're aware,
Good point. And
like
their PlayStation also has that PlayStation
subscriptions
summer months.
your yeah, they have that too, but I'm talking about they have that E3 sale or whatever the hell. I
Mm-hmm.
forget what they call it, like event days of play. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you me. Days of play is like right around the
Narcissist
corner.
much? Sheesh.
Fucking someone got to do it. Someone got to build up my self-esteem. Nobody else ain't doing it.
Aw,
That's
I'm
your
sure they
job.
are. I'm
That's
You
your
sure
scared the
they
job.
way my
are.
kids talk to me? They don't help neither.
I'm gonna knock your shit down.
All
Days of
right.
play.
Well
That Nelson
then,
makes a good point. Days of sale is gonna happen in a couple
Days of
of
play,
weeks.
like a
Or
couple
days of
weeks.
play. Yeah, a couple of weeks. So keep
I'm
an eye
not
on that.
buying a goddamn thing because
You
you know
say
what I
that.
mean.
You're a fucking hit. I'm gonna knock
I
you
know
down. You're
I'm
a
a
fucking
fraud.
hypocrite, dude. This
I am. I'm a
motherfucker's been
fraud.
saying all year, I'm not buying games. This motherfucker got more games than me.
oh shit.
But
But
they all on sale. But
yo,
I can't
whatever.
say no
You
to.
know,
I'm like those women with them goddamn coupon books.
no,
Like,
you sound like a
oh
PC
oh,
gamer. That's what you fucking sound like. Steam
ten
sale,
dollars off. Ten
Steam
dollars off. I'm like, you
sale.
don't even wear that shit. I don't give a fuck. It's $10 off, bitch.
This fucking game where the bananas
oh
got a
my
dick and you
word.
struck is on sale. I gotta buy it. Yeah, that's you right now, dude. Well, anyways, thank y'all so much for being here, man. I appreciate it. Big special thank you to Atrayu for hopping on with us, man. I thank you, Atrayu, for being
Yeah,
here.
no props.
Like I said, you're more than welcome whenever you like. So even if you want to start a stream out of nowhere, let me know. I'll do it with you, man. I got no problems with that. And then of course, thank you to my co-host Nelson, who loves fucking cutting Atrayu off. So I hope she didn't get too pissed off today.
Going off.
But
It's not, I'm not.
Never.
but that's
I'm
Nelson.
that way with everyone. I'm cutting you off right now.
Yeah, I know, I know. That's not. But thank you guys so much, and then we'll catch you next week on Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, guys, Tuesday, just playing live stream. Me and RPG. I know we haven't streamed in a couple of weeks. RPG's been going through some stuff. I've been going through some stuff, but I think this Tuesday will be on like Donkey Kong. Oh, I hope Nintendo doesn't fucking sue me for saying that fucking shit. All right, we'll catch you
Oh
guys in the next one.
wow.
Keep it
Get a
gaming.
lawyer.
Yeah, get a
All
That's
right.
what you
lawyer.
fucked up.